Hello, welcome to another episode of SDS, and we have a good one for you guys because we have a special guest. We've always got special guests, but this one is very special because it's been a long time coming. I'll tell you for the second. It's Wright! How you doing, Hung?
Yes, SDS. You know when you said SDS, it just frightened me, bro, because I remember the ball in it.
He's the boogeyman now.
Man, it was frightened.
The memories.
Yes, but nice. It's good. But we kept missing. You know what I mean? We kept. You know what I mean? We're gonna do it, but we couldn't get to do it because like commitments and that. But yeah, man, I watch it. I love it. You know, I'm pleased to be here, man. My guy, the King's up there.
Yes, we've had
El Rey.
The King, and we've actually, we've got all of that.
We got the boss up there.
The boss, you know, they both signed it as well. So
everything cool, yeah.
Everything's good.
Nice.
Everything's good.
Nice. It's good
SDS,
to be here,
of course,
man.
it's good to have you on finally.
Yeah.
Of course, my co-host today is Mr. Lee Aspuzidi. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And opposite him, Fuad Khadani.
Who's your team, Fu?
He knows because we just told him before camera.
Spurs. Yeah.
We just told him. But yeah, so today we're gonna talk about a bunch of things. Obviously, they're gonna see the title and what they're expecting us. We're gonna talk about strikers, and we're gonna play a couple games of strikers and kind of ranking a few strikers in different areas. Of course, no one better to go through that with yourself than yourself. But before we get to there, we just want to have a chat, right? There's a lot of things going on in football, and most recently, the Lionesses once again brought it home. So another round of applause for
Yeah, the Lionesses.
you were there.
Yeah,
From most of it, all of it.
No, I was watching a lot of it because I was on a holiday. I was always gonna get to Switzerland at some stage, but I was watching it from the start.
Yeah.
I've been in around the Lionesses since Serena's got them, you know, watching on ITV and everything. So I've been watching them for a long time, you know, and so. You know, when you watch them for the time that I've watched them for and see what they've achieved, obviously 22, and then again, you know, they won the Euros again the other day. It's a magnificent effort. It's a magnificent effort from a team for me that is a tournament team. Yeah. You know, I've been watching them for a while now, like 4 years or whatever it is, 4 and a bit years, nearly 4 years, and you know, we're not a team. Our team is not a team that goes on and blasts the team off with unbelievable football, especially the teams that are on the same level of us as us. You know, we get a team that like you see us beat Wales. We'll beat a team like that 6-1, no problem. But when we come up against the top teams, it's attrition. They hang in. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. Well, I think our problem with the women and what we've got to do for the World Cup coming is we've got to find out what we're going to do about our midfield. In the legs in the midfield, the energy, like the Kira Walsh, the Georgia Stanway, you know, the fullbacks. We need to find out how we're gonna.
They played 120 minutes,
honestly,
3 games in a row.
But the thing is that we need more creativity through that those areas when it comes to the better teams, because when you put that mentality, Kaz Carney calls them mentality monsters, and they are. These teams
They
never
proved it.
Yeah. When you put that team with the kind of energy in the midfield that can keep them going, that's not afraid to get on the ball and play, then that team will be unbeatable. Unless you come up against Emma Hayes, bro, because Emma Hayes in the USA.
And they packed something too, huh?
Yeah. But like, it was magnificent. Magnificent.
One, obviously, there's been a couple that made their name, but none other, I think, than Michelle Adjumang.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Obviously, she spent the season on loan at Brighton,
Yeah.
but for someone who's 19 years old to come onto this tournament, her first tournament, I'm assuming.
She was a ball girl like the last one,
Yeah,
wasn't she?
she's ball girl.
That's mental. And then for that late equaliser against Sweden when we were 2-0 down, I remember watching that game. And then, of course, in the semi-final as well, right at the depth to take it to extra time.
Clutch.
What would something like that mean for her and her career?
Bro, well, you can see what it means. She won like I said, for her to win she's won the young player of the tournament off the bench.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right, and the things you have to look at what her goal, what elevated her to this. I remember like speaking to Michelle. You know, we have kind of like contact and message stuff, and speaking to her. That goal she scored against Belgium in her debut, right, it's the kind of goal that, you know, people score on their debut and it's fine. And, nice one, and we'll see how they get on for the next squad. When you score a goal of that caliber, that quality, you know, in that area, the ball came into an area where there's a player here, there's a player here. She's off balance. It's come over. She's controlled it on her and hit it at the same time, off balance, leaning back into the goal. You're going to the Euros. Because that's the kind of goal that says that she can score out. Did you see the chance that she had when the ball came over? She tried to lift it over.
Dinked it over, against
We haven't
Italy.
we haven't seen anyone in the England team on doing that kind of finish or trying to attempt that kind of
Even
finish.
the goal in that game against Italy where
Composure.
Yeah. Where it's the last minute, everyone's going crazy. We're losing, we're going out.
Yeah.
And the ball comes to her and she just it's on her own time.
Yeah.
Composure, stops and then strikes it.
Yeah, they got to get a lot of credit. I think there's work to be done in coming up to the World Cup because it's 2 years to go. But it's magnificent because people don't understand, and you have to deal with. I have to deal with a lot of negativity from people in respect to the women's game simply because it comes in droves and because the game is going to another level in respects of eyes on the game now, people attention, and people don't understand how kind of embryonic the game still is. Even it was cancelled by men, bro, for 50 years. And even when it came back in 71, it still never really got going till 93. And the game, with all the infrastructure that should be involved in the women's game, which is not there, is everybody's trying to build now. The women's game needs funding. It needs a lot of funding. I always talk about reparations, but people always say, rah. But the fact is, it needs funding because it needs all the infrastructure that the women's game needs. Spaces for women, whether it's the medical stuff, because we've seen all the ACLs and everything. So we could have had all that stuff if they didn't get banned. So people who criticise the game, I don't really do flex for them simply because we're leaving them people behind because the game is moving at a pace. And when you see them, all the girls and the young girls, yesterday on the parade, you're thinking, you don't need to worry about that. What's got to happen is once they get the funding, this game is going to go.
For sure. But someone who's received another level of stardom in these last few months is Chloe, your good friend Chloe Kelly. She's obviously from January when she was axed out of the Man City team and she obviously things weren't going well. Comes back to Arsenal on loan, wins the Champions League, and there's a special Champions League run, by the way, beating Real Madrid, Lyon.
She contributed.
Every single round, contributed. Whilst managing a ball league at the same time. She's going, I remember
she's under pressure with that.
When we played, we'll talk about ball league in a second, but when we played against Family Rangers, you weren't there that day, but Chloe was, and we obviously won. She rushed up.
Man, still vexed about certain things, but we'll get into
it.
That's
the first of many,
But she jetted off. I said bye to her. I said, where are you off? She goes, I've got Champions League final on Saturday. I said, oh yeah. Do your thing. But then she's won the Champions League. Then this Euros, and she just kept coming up with the big moments. She come off the bench, assist against Sweden, come off the bench. The obviously the Italy game and the winning goal in that game, and then in the final, same
Champions
thing.
League.
Champions League. Chloe, tell us about Chloe Kelly.
Well, the thing is that with Chloe, it's funny because, like you mentioned and rightly, starting to see. I don't know what was going on with that manager, with her, Gareth Taylor at City, why she couldn't make the team because look at what she's proven that she can do.
It's unbelievable.
So you're thinking whatever's happening, and I know Chloe in training she'll be doing what she's doing, she'll be working. For her to not be able to even get a sniff, something must have been wrong. And I remember, I just said, listen, Chloe, there's a Euros coming up. You're an integral part of this squad. You out of anybody in the whole world knows what it's like. Okay, I know I'm not going to make the 11 then, if that's fine, but I can come off the bench and I can win a tournament for my country. She can sit on the bench, and this is why we'll talk about it with the Ball League. I don't know but this is why when you're looking at someone like Chloe, I said, Chloe, you have to get out of there. You have to make a play because can you imagine everything we're seeing Chloe now celebrating? If Chloe was at home now, she didn't make the moves she made. And it was difficult because you have to be disruptive to get out. But if she was sitting at home yesterday watching them ladies on that parade and that, how would she feel? So I'm glad that she got up and said, yeah, I want to leave. I have to leave. Because this is what we need from her. She's our clutch player. Yeah. She had to be there. But I don't know how it works. When people say, I prayed for God for strength. God ain't going to just go, bro, here's strength. God's going to put you in a situation where you got to show strength. Give you a test.
100%.
Right? So then that's where it came from her. She had to show strength to leave. And then when she left, honestly, I didn't know she was coming to Arsenal. I can't even lie. But when she came, I thought, perfect. Obviously, she's coming home. They've done all the Chloe coming home business. And I was pleased. I did not envisage in my wildest dreams that it would end up like it's ended up for her. Because all I wanted from her is to be playing. Because that's what I was when we was talking. It's just, Chloe, everything, when footballers, we just want to play. Go and play. Whatever comes from that, is a blessing. And so for her to end up doing that, you can imagine, man, when she, bro, you know something? I've never been, my stomach and everything, I was so nervous because the last penalty, bro, it was like, man standing there, tears had just started to flow up into my body. You know what I mean? Karen Carney's holding my hand, everything's like this because I'm thinking, bro, I remember this lady, she won it for us in 22, and I'm thinking, now she's walking up. And then she walked up and she's still smiling and she's doing it. And I thought, please, Chloe, bro, when she scored it, man, it was like,
I had no doubt she was going to smash it.
You know something?
I saw that leg go up, I said, yeah.
Honestly, I was thinking to myself, bro, I could not be, if it was one of my own children, bro. I was just so proud and happy for her.
Yeah.
Because you know what? She had to make decisions that are done in the dark that people don't see and think. People just see Chloe Kelly and I said, brilliant Chloe Kelly.
Yeah.
When she was in the darkness, Chloe's mentioned she didn't want to play football in and around that time. Obviously her husband Scotty, he's there as well.
Yeah.
Scotty's there as well.
Lot, yeah.
Bro, that brother, I saw when she scored a penalty, they flashed Scotty, man was gone because people don't understand what you have to go through.
Yeah.
Together to what she had to go through to get herself into a position where she got the strength to get out, and bro, look, she got everything she deserved at the end, bro. She's Chloe Clutch, bro.
She smashed it.
Chloe Clutch. Chloe Clutch. What's her name? Chloe Clutch Kelly Maggie Moore, bro. That's her name, bro. Honestly, I cannot. I'm telling you, bro. At some stage, I'm hoping that we get a chance to be able to get her to tell her story.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be a movie. I mean, the last
bro,
6 months.
She even had like bad injuries coming up and everything, so it's like she smashed it. But so speaking of Chloe Kelly, and yourself, you guys teamed up for a managerial role at Baller League,
bro.
Let's talk about it.
Because people always say to me about, bro, why don't you be a manager? Man's too emotional to be a manager. Man's too emotional to be a manager, bro. Man start crying. Man would start crying when a man come and score a goal and stuff. But you know what it was? When they first thing I said was, I said, bam, yes, I'm in. And then we said, then because got an old Chloe, and I said, bring in Chloe, let me and Chloe do it together. But
because you guys got announced pretty late, right?
Because at the end there, and I said, yeah, man, let me do it. And once we got in to do it, bro, I was in. I wasn't coming to Ian's coming in and he's just gonna, bro, you see me. Man was there every time. The only time I weren't there was when I couldn't be. Because I loved it, bro. I loved watching it. It's the kind of thing that when I was younger, as playing, if I could have had something like that kind of tournament on the TV, bro, five-a-side, bro, man, that would have been my thing. So I was just pleased for the guys who, whatever the stories was, how they got to the game, and everybody's got a story about where they were in the game, it didn't quite work out. But bro, to get a tournament like that, I thought it was magnificent, and I was really looking forward to it. Obviously, bro, I'm not making no excuses here, right? Let me drink some water, man.
I was gonna say we saw different sides already.
No, I'm not making no excuses, but bro, some of the times we missed a couple of those questions, bro. At the start, Sharky, we missed
the draft night.
The draft night. On 3-4 occasions, the players what we want, we missed the question. We missed it, bro.
Why were you guys on it?
No, but we was on. No, but there was one of the times where we didn't even hear it. One of the times, me, Ross. Because Ross, I love Ross, bro. Me, Ross, and Chloe, we're sitting there and we're saying, okay, we're seeing people coming down from we're coming down from
what? To give you guys some context,
on
draft night, the way the picks were decided in every single round was every single team manager had an iPad and they'll put a question on the screen and the presenters will read it out, and it's based on the speed
of
and
answer.
Also obviously if you get it correctly, and then after that round it shows where you're placed in the picks. But some of them you won't even answer, so you kept getting low picks.
Bro, so that's what it is. So the thing is, and you know what I love about the Baller League and what we saw with the low picks, and obviously you got picks, people saying that there's all sorts of conspiracy theories with Chunks and Sharky. Some conspiracy theories. But anyway, the thing is that what happened is that you need, in there, Sharks, you want to get the picks. And we had people we wanted, we couldn't get them.
Sure.
So then we missed out. So then we had to get guys. And so I wasn't bothered about that. But obviously when we started, you know what I mean? We started and I think I was away for the first. I watched it and we lost 3-2, I think it was, the first game. Yeah. And then we watched games and certain things, I was going training, was doing the training and that, was doing things, and then we'd get we'd get to the game, people weren't doing what we were saying. I'll tell you one thing that I noticed more than anything else with it is the excuses that people make. I don't know if, bro.
I know.
Right? I was going to ask you as well at some stage, how'd you go? It's the excuses. So I found that in those times, because of my journey into football, bro, there's no excuses. Don't make excuses. Once the coach has told you, this is what I need from you to... If that doesn't happen, don't say, yeah, well, it's because I can't hear that. And those are the things that we had to deal with for the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
You saw it went. You saw it. We were doing okay, and then bam, something would go wrong. Bam, and then bam, you get beaten. And bro, man, don't like the game changes, bro.
They used to flip games so
But it
quickly.
saved you one game.
Yeah, but
It
bro,
saved
still,
you
man,
on
man
game,
loved it that game. Obviously, bro, man loved it because that Dominguez Perez.
Yeah.
Dominguez Perez was amazing. To see it all him, I love him. You know what happens? You get a bond with the man. Then.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to change the team about, and it's again, you have to get into a situation where you have to let some people go.
100%.
Right, but you know what? Going back to it, it was for me a brilliant experience. Obviously, we finished, I think, 10th or 9th or 10th.
Yep.
But towards the end, we started to get it.
Yeah.
Started to make some moves. I got a call from Shearer the other day, bro, because man tapped up man Polo, bro. Man tapped up man Polo. Man came for me, bro. He said, right, you know what you're doing, bro. I said, don't business, bro. I'm going to phone man Polo's dad, bro. Bro, you know something? As soon as it started, man just started to watch people saying, bro, man's gonna tap him up, bro. I don't listen to what anyone says. But because you get into it, and I couldn't wait for it on a Monday. It's just
Yeah, it was amazing.
You know what I mean, Sharks? What about yourself, man?
How do you like bowling?
Same. No, I mean, in the end, I loved it. Yeah. But it was tough. Even the first 5 weeks, we lost 4 games in the first 5 weeks. It was, I mean, you remember, it was bad.
Bro,
we were in a bad place.
I know.
But obviously, I just loved it regardless. For me, it was, even when we were losing, I was even more.
What was the
obsessed
problem with the losing? Because I know you got players what you wanted, though, innit?
To be fair, I did most of them. There was a lot of players for example, Dominguez Perez was on my list, right?
Bro,
a few players on my list, but for the most part, I did really well in the draft. But just things didn't click, right? With the coaching, which is obviously was a very publicized story when we parted ways.
Yeah,
and it just wasn't working. There was no synergy between.
How did you have to say, bro? Listen. Because we lost. We lost. Okay. But we knew that there was things that was happening that we started to see. How did you say, listen, man, it's not working?
Yeah, I just cut it off. I said, listen, at the end of the day, if it's not working, it's not working. We're losing 4 games. The pressure was on me, right? The pressure's on me from draft night. I felt.
Why? Why was the pressure on you more than anyone? Because
I just felt like because before the draft even started, I made it clear that I'm putting in work here. It's like I want to. If I'm going into something. I want to try my best.
That wasn't valued though. Huh?
I can't guarantee a win, but I can guarantee the effort I put in. It's what I do in my time is down to me, and I can control what I can control. So I made it clear. I went over to Germany to give it a watch because I wanted to understand what ball league's about.
Bro, went to Germany.
I went to Germany.
Scouting.
It takes an hour and a half.
Go do your homework.
You were saying, right? You were saying about Chloe Kelly.
You
were saying about Chloe Kelly. You don't see the early days.
You don't see what happens in the dark.
The hard work. The hard yards.
In the dark. Right.
Where's the trophy?
The trophy should be here. Go get the trophy, someone, bro. Let me see it. I'm gonna get it next year.
It's heavy.
Sharks, respect to that.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, it was like I took one day out of my busy schedule to go and watch Ball League just to see what it's about. I wanted to understand the game changes. I wanted to understand the rules. But that got me some backlash because suddenly if you put effort in, you're seen as a bad guy because everyone likes the guy that doesn't seem to be putting effort in, right? But then anyways, then it looked even worse because we were losing, so I had to make tough decisions, which I made, and it ended up working. But
so what was the click? So when you done that, because even with us, towards the end there. We just started to get it because by then they know what we're talking about. What me and Ross and Chloe is talking about, what we want.
There it is. It's heavy. It's really heavy. It's really heavy.
Go on, let him hold it. See how heavy it is.
Nah, man's not holding it until I can hold it.
He's smart guy.
And look, man, when you don't scratch it up, man.
We had some good times.
Don't worry, man. I'll fix it up when we get it.
Good at friends.
You know something? What was we saying now? Just
so I was talking about. Yeah, I mean, I said I put.
What was the clicking moment?
Yes, the click. Like for us as well, we had a kind of clicking moment where it just happened.
Yeah.
It just started to happen where just listen, because all Russ was saying is in certain instances we don't care what you do when you go in that end into the full. But when we get into this end here, you want to have the two and the one who doesn't make that ball come through there. You're gonna come against man who are going to be able to twist you and man polo, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna come in there and they're gonna cause you problems.
Yeah.
You know, so what you got to do is you got to try and make sure you kind of legislate for that, so as you can make
structure.
right, yeah. So then all you want to do is you get the ball, you can't boom, get it to your man and see if you can go.
Yep.
That's all it was. It was very simple. But so I thought that some of the times we had people who they're trying to
Overcomplicate it.
No, but you know what it was?
Impress
I can only
people.
speak for my. Obviously, you can talk about the decisions you made, right? But I thought from the very beginning, I kept saying it. We play like a really good 11-a-side team, but we don't play like a very good baller league team. And I
Right,
think that's like
right.
a big mentality shift
Yes.
that you have to
Yes.
change the way you play when you play 5-a-side. And I think we made some coaching changes, like you said. We brought some really good players as well.
Player changes,
And
yeah.
then I think eventually it just clicked.
It-
At one
yes.
point, I was doing the commentary, right?
Yes.
It just clicked eventually. I was like, yeah, we're playing amazing now.
I also think there was very few teams that were actually consistent in that early period because everyone was understanding the game, the rules, how to utilize your squad the best. You're realizing, I can't keep the same 6 guys out there for 30 minutes or whatever. So
And you know also-
I think everyone was just kind of learning little tricks, and about game week 4 and 5, you could really
start to
tell
see a little bit of-
who
yeah.
was the top 4,
Yeah,
who was the guys who were really going to struggle.
You know what you saw with it as well? It's a good point, because what you saw is that, because what we were trying to get into the guys is, that, okay, this is it, exactly what you're saying. Excuse me, it's a different kind of football. So let's click into it and start like focusing on, instead of trying to impress the man, them people on the telly. I get it, because I probably, if I was doing that, I'd probably get lost in those lights a little bit, because you want your this is your moment to shine.
Yeah.
But I think that once we got to a place, I think we're 5-6 weeks in, where they started to get it. It started to be a little bit more professional about how we're going to try and do it, because I just wanted them to have freedom to go and do it. And this is what I was talking about with some of the excuses. People were doing stuff and you say, that's not what we said.
Yeah.
That's not what we said. Don't make excuses. You didn't do what we said. So then we got really ruthless because remember, we're losing games left, right and centre. Even when we're in front in games, all of a sudden, bam, and something happens, people lost their discipline, bam, and lose the game. And so me and Ross and Chloe just got really, how can I say, just ruthless with it.
Yeah.
Bro, no,
have
not
to
this
be,
week.
yeah.
And that's how it had to be. And I kind of enjoyed the fact that you have to make that decision, because we talk all the time. Bro, he's out.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's not playing.
Yeah, and that's what has to happen, and we had to do it as well. But
Well,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what, as the managers, what were 2 big misconceptions coming into the league? Because one for me was, I thought the league was going to be like a tiki-taka, 6-a-side. I think
very
after about
physical.
2 or 3 weeks, we realized, this is going to be some physical brute football
Yeah.
you have to play. But what was it before coming in? You thought it was going to be one way, and then when you saw it, it was completely different.
No, I thought that it was going to be, because obviously it's the guys, the street ballers, the semi-pros, pros as well, top player. So you're thinking I was quite excited by the mixture of the whole thing, what it's going to be. But then when it came, I was quite surprised with the level of the skill.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be totally honest. And then, as I'm saying, as time goes by, then the tactics side of it, and the passing and the moving and everything. There was no misconception, because I still see it as 5-a-side, sharp, quick, boom, boom, skills and that. So I just got more excited about the levels that it can go to, because once you put the skill with proper structure, now we're talking. And I think that we're going to see some serious football.
I think so.
in the second league. Yeah,
I
think we are.
I think so. And from your point of view, what was it like watching SDS's journey throughout the season?
Well, the thing is, with your journey, obviously going on and winning it, you know what I mean, and starting like you did. Obviously, I think you beat us as well. I think.
Towards the end.
Yeah, you beat us towards the end when we played you. But when I watched it, we would say, look, SDS, they're trying to find their football. But then as it went on, we just saw you just steadily got better and better. Exactly what you were doing is what we were hoping we were going to do. But I don't think that we had enough good players to then once you lot made that kind of click. You obviously see what you've done, and brilliantly.
But one big difference is, and it worked for us and it worked for a lot of other teams in the league, is the use of wildcards.
Yeah,
right?
wildcards, yeah.
And that's some of our best players are wildcards. If you look at the final 4 teams, all their best players were wildcards.
Yeah.
That came in at one point. You had a very famous wildcard at one point. who got the first sending off.
I remember that. Fight Club.
Troy Deeney.
Bro, you know
What happened to
something?
Troy Deeney?
Can I be honest with Troy? Because Troy came train. Bro, don't, man, because like I don't want man to start looking for me or something.
It was funny though. It was funny.
No, but the thing is that, can I be honest, Troy came with all the right intentions.
Yeah, of course.
All the right intentions. And what I love, again, about Baller League was I said, where we were training, was training on a smaller pitch and this and that. And Troy came and he's talked to the guys, we were saying what we need to do and I said, listen, Troy, the pitch is bigger and bro, the fitness is
The
going to...
surface is different as well.
Surface is different. It kind of gets stuck. It's
Yeah.
something that I think that I either have to do something about making the balls smooth because the balls are a bit rubbery.
Yeah.
On a rubbery surface. And I'm surprised we didn't have more injuries because it gets stuck when man's running at pace. But I said to him, listen, it's bigger. You're gonna have to cover a lot more space because we need these spaces covered. And bro, I don't think he realized how the level that he was gonna be.
And it's hot in there, you know,
It's
the arena.
roasting in there,
Bro.
and the sharpness of the players, and obviously. First, I think it was the first 10 seconds or 10, 15 seconds. He didn't cut into a play. He didn't go into a place. Man, I think it's Josh, my man Josh Harrop.
Yes.
Man just got the ball and licked it, bro.
Yeah.
And then bam, all the
Top
time.
bin straight away.
And then obviously Troy went to another place. You know, he got sent off. It went all weird and it was all strange. It was really like it was one of those situations where you think, okay. And you know what I said at the start, Sharks. I said at the start. I don't know pros. I don't want none of them. I want these men to do it on their own.
I did the same thing.
I don't want none of them. And so in the end, Chloe had a link and, she said, I'll bring Troy. And then, we brought in and it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And, for him to get sent off. I tell you what was one of the funniest things because obviously I really wanted that to go well. I wanted him to come and lead and hold up and link and Don running off. You could see the process what was trying. It didn't work out, but then I left. I left and went home because I was coming on my bike because I could get home quick. When I went home, bro, man's watching, bro, I still see Troy was still there, man, signing all. Bro, I was at home drinking my tea, bro, saying, Troy, you still there, bro? You got sent off, man. Signing. But you know something? It was one of those situations again. I was right at the start. I said, I don't want no pros. And I'm not saying that he came in and gave it a big one. He was absolutely brilliant with the boys in training and everything. Just didn't work. Just didn't work out.
It's different.
Again, if you're coming as an ex-pro into the Baller League, and which is what I would say to all the Baller League man, let them know that, bro, I know you've been there, but you're going to have to show us something here.
Yeah.
Show us something here. And that is what I loved about
Some did that really well, to be fair. Kieran Clark, Henry Lamb.
Oh, mate, I love Kieran Clark,
Unbelievable. But before we move on, you and your players deserve a medal as well.
What for?
For Baller League. Because we wouldn't have won Baller League if you guys didn't beat Santan in game week 10.
Bro.
Yo!
Let me tell you something. Genuinely, that game week, it was...
That changed it for you.
No.
I remember.
No, that was... No, we wouldn't have made Final Four. Like, we made Final Four because a lot of different things, but the main thing was because you guys
You even
beat
gave us a chance on the
Santan.
last day.
Can I be honest though? But
That's how we had the last day
Yeah.
with a chance to get
Bro.
to the Final Four. We wouldn't
Well,
have had a chance. We
well,
would have been
that's
out
right.
of it.
Well, bro, I haven't heard you say that too much on any kind of like forum.
No, I told the players though.
You told
I
the
gave
players.
them a big hug.
Yeah.
I gave
But
the
you know
players a big
something?
hug.
Yeah, but you know the thing is
And that was a mixed up squad because
A
they were in Azerbaijan, some of your players.
yes, that was the time when
That's what you
that was the time when I was manager because Ross, the England player,
Yes.
that was over there. But you know what it was, bro. I'm not gonna try and take any more credit because like the guys were just. It was on a day where obviously we've got nothing to play for. But then I remember speaking to him saying, listen, nobody expects anything from us. You know, I think in some of the games we've done okay, and some of the games we've done brilliant and still lost, and we've done okay and we lost, and we've done really poorly and lost. I said, you've got more. I want you to go and play. We know what we're doing. I'm not going to go into, okay, you do. We know how we're playing because Ross has done it in his settings. Go and play hard. If you lose it, get into a space. But when you get into a situation, shoot, play, bro. I think it was Czech. Was it Czech?
Czech Siam, hat
Czech,
trick.
bro.
He was ridiculous.
And the thing about it is that when we finished that game, I said, that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. That's all it was. You know what I mean? So obviously it worked out really well for you, but in the end, for us, it worked out because I saw a side of them and a level in respect to mentality where you got to let people be free. Don't get, because like I say, there's too many excuses, but there should be none because defensively you have to be solid. Going forward, freedom.
100%.
That's all it's been. And in that game, that's where it properly clicked. Because I think we beat someone the next week as well. We started tearing teams up because we turned into flat trap bullies, bro. When it was done, bro. When it was done, bro.
Yeah,
We started flexing,
the pressure
bro. When
was
it was
off.
done, yeah.
All right, so moving back into the traditional game. Of course, Arsenal connection. Arsenal fan myself.
You never mention it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to talk about it too much, you know. But we've just signed. Of course, we've made a lot of signings this summer. We're going to speak about some of the rest of them later. But one of them is a big striker. We've been asking for a striker for a long time. You're a striker as well.
Yeah.
I want to talk about strikers and signing for a new team as a striker. The pressure, the doubt from fans,
The doubt from yourself.
the doubt
as well.
from yourself. People saying, "Oh, he's only done it in this league," or "Oh, he hasn't done it in this league yet," or "He hasn't."
Yeah.
What is that like?
Bro.
One, as someone that's been through that yourself and proved them wrong, but two, seeing it in someone like Gyökeres right now.
You know something? Like with the Palace, obviously, I spent 4 seasons. Is it 4? Yeah, 5 seasons. I think in the Championship, scoring goals, and obviously there's a lot of people looking at you all the time.
That FA Cup.
That was when no, we was in the first division.
Okay.
And that was our, I think that might have been the first.
Yeah, you got promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got promoted. So then there was a lot of talk around me, and there's a lot of interest in that. So obviously we had that season in the first division where I scored. I think I scored 20 goals.
Yeah.
So in my first season. So then people start to say, right, it's going to happen, and then then Arsenal come, bro. Obviously, you know what I mean. I was. Everybody knows David Rocastle and the link with David Rocastle. Grew up on the same estate, so I was just pleased to be playing. But I remember when I went to sign, and remember I come in the game late, so everything with me is I'm in a rush. I've got to get there. So I remember signing, and then I signed for Arsenal. Then I went home, and then you watched the 6 o'clock news, and that Arsenal signed striker from Crystal Palace, record fee, £2.5 million. Ian Wright, and then bam, then they flipped to the streets, bro. They're saying, what we signing him for? We got Merson, we got Campbell, we got Smith, you know what I mean? And, we got a young guy, Andy Cole, who's there as well. Why are we signing him? You know what I mean? He's only playing in the first division, not much, scored some goals. What's he going to... And, bro, I was watching it, and I don't know if you've ever had the feeling where something, you just get hot, bro.
Yeah.
Flush.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro. The women will know it more than me, bro. They get the hot flush. But the fact is, I got one of those.
Yeah.
And something, my head was, and I was petrified. And when I went there, obviously the man, the champions 2 out of the last 3 years. When I was training, it was, but like what I realized more than anything else is that I've gone to a place where the players, the levels, bro, it's gone to another level. I remember I was playing in games. I'd scored 2 goals and I must have had maximum 5 touches because people are making runs. People are doing different things. I'm not doing as much work as I'm doing at Palace. And then what you realise, like the same thing with Gyökeres, is that it's the same thing. I heard Mark Robbins from Coventry say every time he trained, he looked like somebody that's in a rush. He's in a hurry. He needs to make up time. And I totally got that. Because once I got to Arsenal, I realised, right, I'm in the place where I can make up time. And I think that people talking about, the league you played in, like with me, he doesn't score against this kind of, it's only scored penalties, this and that. It don't matter. Because what I heard, and what I heard from Gyökeres, is that man wants to be there. I wanted to be there because I know that, you know what, once I get in amongst these guys and they create these chances, I'm going to take them. All I focused on was hitting targets and taking chances. And obviously it started well for me because you score in your first game, then you score in your second game. Also, it quietens everything down.
100%.
It quietens it down. So again, if Gyökeres is scoring goals in pre-season, that's something that you got a blank because people will say, yeah, well, that's pre-season. Then if he starts the season and he doesn't score for a couple, it's going to come.
There was that famous game recently, was it Community Shield? Nunes vs Haaland.
Yeah.
Nunes
Remember
scored and
Nunes
Haaland didn't.
Haaland missed.
Haaland skied it and everyone, and then that season, broke the record.
50 goals. But the thing is with Gyökeres is that I can see the mentality, and if it's anything like I was, he himself, he can't wait because he knows what he's going into. And the thing is, he's got competition. He's got competition, which is important with Kai.
Yeah, of course.
He's got that competition, which I had when I was with Smith, and like I mentioned them. So it's something that a guy that's initiated a move, agent took a cut in the pay, man's done everything to try and get there. That is enough for me to say I'm putting my marker on him.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. You know what I mean? He's traveling the same path.
Yeah.
You know, he's somebody that I'm thinking to myself, you know something? If it happens for him, you know, brilliant. Because when you look at strikers, let's look at Højlund. You can look at Nunes, you know, and it's not negative. I'm not being negative about them.
He's just traumatized. That's it.
You know what I mean? No, but the thing is you're taking a chance.
Yeah. No, but I agree. I think you look at most of these center forwards on the market these days. Many of them, I don't look at them and think, oh, you're a guarantee. The only one for me that I personally think on the market this window, that if you sign him, you are guaranteed to get 15 plus Premier League goals, is Osimhen, in my opinion. Oh, Isaac, Isaac, of course, that's what But Osimhen's the only one that I look at and honestly think, if he went to Chelsea, if he went to Arsenal, United, he's going to score 15 goals. Mm-hmm. Right. Everyone else, I think there are question marks. Ekitike, Gyökeres.
There's question marks over everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The thing, when you mentioned it there about the scoring the goals, you look at us, we 17 goals behind Liverpool this season. I think the season before we were seven behind Man City. But in both seasons, you know, defensively we conceded less. So that's, we need goals.
Yeah.
You know, this
guy's great chances. Yes. To the point you saw Marino, he was on the end of a lot of chances.
Exactly.
If someone like him could score a lot of goals, imagine an actual striker.
Exactly. So if you get an actual striker, when you look at the goals, like the City, 7 goals, you know what I mean? It's so close. It's so close. So we've now got a striker that we're saying, with 50 odd million, whatever it costs. The fact is, again, you are taking a chance on that. You're hoping this is going to work out. And the only thing you can look at is his attitude and his towards where he's going into and what he's going to try and do now. And I like it. I like it. I like what I see from him. And you know what I mean? That's why I'm going to give him every benefit of the doubt. Because once it starts happening, you know, we're talking about a different kind of scenario with Arsenal.
I think with Gyökeres, I don't know why with football fans it's impossible for anyone to just say, let's just see how it goes. Like with Gyökeres, I hear two sides of the spectrum a lot. It's either, he's only done it in the Portuguese Championship, and the Portuguese league has a poor track record of like Jackson Martinez, guys who go out, they don't have the same success.
Yes.
Or the other side is the complete opposite extreme is, no one scored more goals than him in the last 2 years. But I think like the truth lies somewhere in the middle because I don't expect him to score 50 goals in the Premier League. It is a different league. I don't know why as football fans these days we can't just sit back and say, let's see how he does. It doesn't have to be like, he's going to bang or he's going to be a flop. Let's just see how he does. No one has a guarantee with Gyökeres that it's going to be or a success.
I always feel like that's the outside noise as well, because internally, when you see like Lewis Skelly getting excited about the announcement, but as a teammate coming into a dressing room, that's actually what you want to see.
Honestly,
the top players who are excited to see you coming in like that, and now that kind of gives you the confidence coming in out of the gate. I know I can make a difference. They want me as well.
It's different with strikers, man.
Internally, that's what matters.
You know what is
that? Your teammates believe in you, your managers believe it, rather than that kind of outside noise of, he's going to be a bust because of the Portuguese league. I think if you've got the belief in your teammates,
and that's a beautiful thing,
that's
bro.
massive.
It's so beautiful. I tell you, again, you know what I mean? I pray it can happen for him because I remember Leicester. My first game was against Leicester. And the Leicester fans were singing, bro, what a waste of money. What a waste. Bro, it was the only time I heard that song, bro, because like I scored. And then after I scored, when I came in, like Tony and all the guys were happy for me and bam. And then, you know, the Southampton, you know what I mean, the first league game, they scored a hat-trick in that game. And then when you see, when the players, that's when all of a sudden you feel like, bro, I feel like I'm accepted here. You know what I mean? You go somewhere else. I went on a goal tear, bro. I couldn't stop scoring. It was so different. It was very easy. And it's easy because there's better players making better chances. And all I was focusing on when I was in training was hitting the target and finishing. Got someone like Dave Seaman. It's hard to score past Dave Seaman in training. True. It's hard to get past that defence in training. Then they signed Martin Keown, who'd mark me every day in training. You know, when Martin Keown marks you,
I heard he made training tough.
You need that though,
bro. I'm telling you, Martin Keown would. You come off with scratches.
It sounds like Evra was telling us. Honestly, Evra came onto our podcast and said this. Basically, like I found it more difficult in training
Yeah.
to Ronaldo, Rooney, Van Nistelrooy than I did in the actual
because
games.
what happens is that Martin would say that, Tony would say that, also it'll be easier. It'll be easier.
Yeah.
It'll be easier on Saturday, and and that's what I hope will happen for Gyökeres.
Yeah, I mean he's coming to a team that's got some of the best defenders and you know all of that stuff. So hopefully they give him that competition.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, there's something different about a new striker signing than any other position.
Yeah.
It gets everyone, the fans, the play, the most excited. It's a striker.
And I think
you know?
with Arsenal in particular, I think we're like there's going to be so many eyes on him because of how much of the narrative has been Arsenal need a 9, Arsenal need a 9, Arsenal need a 9, and now that he's come in. Look, we're talking about pressure on a player to deliver. I think there's going to be so many eyes on him.
But the thing is, again, because like I said, I can only go back to myself, and at the time, people were talking about 2.5 million. You know, you don't think about it, but what you have to have faith in is your work and your work ethic and what you're capable of doing. I've watched him take chances. People talk about penalties, whatever they want to talk
prolific.
about.
He's a prolific
right?
striker.
I watch him take chances. And the goal doesn't change. Obviously, goalkeepers might be better. The goal doesn't change. The diameters of the goal, the angles you come in to shoot at don't change. Once you tone all that, once you like tighten all that up, but he can. We saw what happens when you get a striker who is a monster, who wants to score. We saw what happened with Haaland.
Yeah.
We saw what happened with him.
Like you said, when you join a team that create a lot of chances with better players around you, if you're
I think what I like about Gyökeres a lot for Arsenal is that he gives you guys something you don't have already. I think that's important when you're bringing new players. It's not you're not adding to what you already have. You're bringing in something new. Like that's a different dimension to what Kai Havertz gives you. For example, you have a guy who runs off the last line. You have a guy that is more of a physical threat.
Yeah.
So I also think though it's down to Arsenal as well too to accommodate for him because they're going to have to change the way they play slightly to kind of bring in this new side of because
you're looking at a team that we really do play it through. That we play it, then we get to the line, we cut it back. You know, obviously when I went, you need space as well. You want space to maybe get into. So
you need space.
You need space because you don't already be standing there because you're just then another player who you hope the ball falls to.
And that's not his game.
And you know what I mean? So you know, it's going to be interesting how
How many goals did you get in your first season then?
What league?
Yeah.
29.
Mental. You scored 4 in a game against Everton in your first season.
Everton was my team, bro. If I was...
I was a striker.
You always got it. But you know what? Even when Everton was closing down the Goodison and sending messages, getting messages saying, you know what I mean? You done so much damage here. Even at our place, bro. Always scored against Everton. You know what I mean? It was my team. You know what I mean? I remember. You know what? I think Anders Limpar. I think he set up all 4
on that game.
I think Anders Limpar would have set up all 4. But again, I'm talking about even that game there. You know what I mean? People remember the 4 goals. Well, I think I scored 2 goals before even touching the ball properly. You know what I mean? Laying it off properly. Because that's what was happening then. You had players that were doing so much. I had to be in the place where they wanted me to be because that's apparently what
I think
George Graham wanted.
Of course, you went from playing in the Championship, obviously one season in the first division with Palace, and then going to a team like Arsenal. Does it get to a point, of course, when it's work as a striker, sometimes you think this is just too easy? Bro, without being disrespectful, but it's like in a way where it's like flow state. It's like it's too easy. Like I'm scoring and I just
you feel you're not going on there thinking this is easy, but then you finish the chance and you think, wow, that felt kind of easy. Yeah, because you're never comfortable in the fact, well, this is easy because that's not a kind of like energy to have. But like it comes that. Like the easiness, you know what it comes with? The easiness comes with the amount of times you've done it in training. So then obviously the noise is different because then all of a sudden you're looking forward to the noise because you know, bro, I've been in this situation, I'm going to score this. If I get a chance, I'm going to score. And I used to tell them that, the defenders and the goalies. I said, make sure you don't drop that, bro. The next thing you're going to hear is the fans, bro. I used to say that because I never found it easy because the confidence was so high. Because I was taking the chances that I looked forward to the chances. It's only when you see a striker missing because he's not looking forward to the chance because he can feel the pressure. Yeah. So when the chance comes, he's tight. You have to be loose. Yeah. And that's what that comes with. That comes with like chances and taking chances and repetition in training. You know,
confidence is like the biggest. I would say.
All right. Speaking of strikers, let's play a little game. We're going to stick on the Premier League. So I've got a list of strikers from the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and so far in the 2020s, right? and I want you to give me your top 3 favorite and why, what you liked about their game, and we'll get involved as well.
Yeah.
Maybe for the 90s you could get more involved. I'm
it. Finally, someone I can reminisce with.
In the 90s, we have names like Alan Shearer, Andy Cole, Ian Wright, Les Ferdinand, Robbie Fowler, Eric Cantona, Teddy Sheringham, Stan Collymore, Tony Yeboah, and Matt Letizia.
One question. Are we if we're counting Eric Cantona as an out-and-out center forward?
I don't think we.
Because I was going to say that. Should we put Bergkamp then in the?
If that's the case, then Bergkamp will have to be. If
Zola?
Eric's in there,
Zola. Or maybe these guys are more second strikers.
But we're talking about.
Let's take out Cantona.
Yeah.
Because
and do the out and outs.
Bring in Solskjaer or someone, man.
Out and out strikers. Tell me.
He should get a mention.
He should at least get a mention for sure. But these are obviously names that I grew up always hearing about, not necessarily having watched them, right? What is there anything about any of these players you look at and you go, yeah, cool. Everyone says Alan Shearer is the best, and you're going to say, of course. But what is it that makes him so good? But also, which other strikers in this list? Like, for example, I've always heard about Les Ferdinand. I've never watched him, but I've heard he's an unbelievable striker.
Very powerful, very strong. Ball, right? Yeah. So strong, good.
If you could pick a top 3, I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to probably. I'm
from the 90s, when he played in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm not going to put myself in there. You know, I've got to mention some players just out of like obviously Teddy Sheringham has to get mentioned. Les has to get a mention in as well. You know, probably Michael Owen has to get a mention in that. But
Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, but Robbie Fowler is going to be in my top 3 as one of the best finishers I've ever been around.
Wow.
You know, if I had to pick out of those 3, you know what I mean. Obviously, pure respect for the lot of them. But, I'll probably obviously Shearer, Cole, and Fowler.
Wow,
that's crazy. Shearer
Cole. You know what, Shearer? With Shearer, I don't know what happened. I remember we played my first game, the Arsenal game. I keep going back to. Shearer's playing in that game. He was anonymous in the game. I think at that stage before he went to Blackburn, man scored. I think the most goals he scored. Like, I don't know. He just
15,
broke 15,
something
like this.
He just broke through.
So I don't know what happened after that season, but he came back. And you know when, like a man, like you know what it was like. It was like when. Captain Marvel, bro, went into that thing, come out. He went in 10 times. Man went in like this and came out like this, bro. That's what Shearer, we saw him. I remember we went to England and they was doing all this thing on like man was Superman. Like he had more power in his thighs. Yeah. You know how strong he was. But the thing is, I'm talking about the level. I remember I'd done a training session with him, myself, Teddy. I think Les was there and Robbie Fowler. Wow. I can't remember anybody missing the target. Yeah. And you know when you hear people...
goalkeeper?
I think Tim Flowers would have been there. Our goalie would have been there. I think Tim Flowers was there, goalie and something. But the thing is that level... excuse me. That level is what you think, okay, I get it. Because when you leave... When you leave that training session, you go back to training, you think, bro, levels. Because... I don't think I didn't see him miss the target. I didn't see Fowler miss the target. Sheringham, the Les. I think everybody was kind of like looking round, saying, "Bro," but like, and you hear with some of the players now with Harry Kane. Yeah. When you go and say, who impresses you most? Yeah. You say, Harry Kane's finishing. Yeah. Alan Shearer's finishing and heading. You know what I mean? Getting to the near post, getting to the back post. His heading was just elite. You know, just elite heading. His right foot was like a rocket. Like, you know what I mean? I remember he scored a goal. And I always say to him, the goal he scored best was at St. James's Park. A ball came over. It was against Villa. The volley, side foot back over there against Schmeichel. Wow. People don't give Shearer that kind of love because, like, he's the hot shot Hamish kind of vibe. When we was younger, like, he's blasting everything. But man's got touch. Fowler...
You said he's got the best finishing.
That's what everyone says.
What's so special?
Clean.
As a striker, what's so special about his finishing? And what do you ever take anything from him?
His natural technique and his natural the way he approaches it. It's just like how you can. I've mentioned Scholes because of your man. When them man pass the ball, Gaza and them, they pass the ball to you in a place where you don't have to do anything apart from move forward with it. With someone like Robbie Fowler is always, the ball is always in the right place for him to get his clean strike. Okay. You know what I mean? You're honest, pure. Every single time in respects of the way he's, and the same with his heading. You know, heading, movement, his movement, right? Because I remember he scored a hat-trick against us a couple of times. Yeah. Couldn't do it. You see what he twisting Tony Adams and Boldy up. You know what I mean? It's tough for me in training. Man was like 18. Yeah. He was doing it on tap. You know, twisting them up. And like, you know, he's finishing brilliant. And then, you know, Andy Cole was someone that people talked about, like, you know what I mean, as somebody that when it was Arsenal, he won't score more than 10 goals.
Yeah.
And you know he had it. He's got it all. He's got it. He's got the pace. He's got the finishing. You know, he just had it all. And then I think that he's underrated in the respect of the credit he gets.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he's not underrated to people who know.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, you know, again, it's just the way it is.
Of course.
But you know, I'd put him in there. I know that if he was doing a free, probably wouldn't put me nowhere near it. But the fact is, I don't move like that. You know, the fact is that he deserves to be in there. He should be in there because of what he achieved.
Do you think so? That I mean, I'm looking.
You know,
at
we
this
didn't
list,
even put
man.
Dwight York in that as well.
Yeah,
Dwight
man, come on.
Yes,
York,
We got triple
Dwight
winners
York,
on this list, man.
But looking at this list, right? Obviously, the competition for places. Let's go back specifically for England. Obviously, 96 Euros is where
bro.
most famously. But I'm looking. I'm just like,
It's
who
nuts.
would I
It's
pick?
nuts.
You know-
Me and Cam were doing this the other day. We looked at like a specific season in the Premier League or in the Premiership back then.
Yeah, go on.
Golden boot race.
The Golden Boot race. You're involved. Sheringham's involved. Cole's involved. Everyone's got like 25
Are you
plus.
taking? Are you taking count of that?
Yeah,
Are
but
you taking note of that?
I need to
During the
find that
season, what do you
season.
do?
Oh,
No, but during the
of
season, of
course
course
you
you are. But when you're playing,
Yeah.
right, you know, especially once you get past Christmas, you get into like February and March and that. Bro, you come in and you say like, how did Blackburn get on? They won 5-0. Shearer scored 4, bro. And you're coming off and you scored 2 and you just, what? So you think, yes, man, 2, and then they said, yeah, Shearer got 4 today, man. That's the kind of thing. Or if it's not Shearer, it's Sheringham or Cole or Fowler or somebody. It's like it was like, bro, it was amazing. It was unbelievable. Like I was talking about that shooting session and it's what we had with England. And again, those are the kind of memories that will stay with me forever because I was just pleased to be able to get into that arena. You know, people talk about who's the best and they talk about he's the best. The fact is, you want to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I always say to people. I'm never going to judge people as who's the best and this and that, even though if I'm going to talk about the best, it's probably Thierry. But the fact is, the main thing, I'm talking about just goal scorers, but you know what I mean? But when we're talking about just like, it's being in the conversation. And that is what I'm pleased about with the journey of it, being in the conversation.
You know what conversation you were part of?
Go on.
And I just found out now, you were nominated for Ballon d'Or.
Bro. I can't. I remember. I must have got 2.
What year?
I don't know. Something like 95
and 97 is.
Yeah, but that was like.
Yeah, but
I think one of those years, Alan Shearer was on the podium. By the way,
like obviously, like
I don't know how many votes you would have got, but like you know the main again.
It's part of the conversation.
Again, it's like part of the conversation.
You're only
because
talking. You're only talking Premiership strikers at this point. Then you're looking in Europe. I mean,
you know. So when so again, like you hear things like that, you just think to say, yes, I've done enough to be in the conversation. I'm going like, I'm better than him, I'm better than him.
No.
In the conversation is more than enough for me.
Yeah.
I found the season, 93-94.
Right.
Do you remember that season?
Who won it that year?
This is
not properly. I think that would have been, we won the FA Cup that year, maybe.
94. Did we win FA Cup 94?
I have no idea.
No, we won the
UEFA Cup.
Cup Winners' Cup.
Winners' Cup. Alan Smith, that's another
Alan Smith,
striker.
bro. Alan Smith, man, never got in there.
This is just strikers that finished with more than 20 goals, right? At number 6, Peter Beardsley, 21 goals.
Beardsley,
Ian Wright at number 5, 23. At number 5 with 23. At number 4, Chris Sutton, 25. Number 3, Matt Letizia, 25.
Matt Letizia.
Number 2, Alan Shearer, 31. Number 1,
You know what's
Andy Cole, 34 goals.
There you go. That was that season
You know,
in Newcastle.
Haaland was
went
the
on
last
tip.
one that broke that, wasn't it? That
Yeah.
took that long.
Yeah.
You know with Shearer though,
Go on.
of his 260 goals, 210 were scored in the
Yeah.
90s.
Is it?
Yeah, but the thing is as well,
Because he played up to 2006 as well. No?
Blackburn, what he did, I think gets so over. I always thought he was
Get
there
you
for like
over
a
it.
year or two.
Just
He was
like-
like 4 years.
Can I say as well, Shearer was out for 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
with injuries, yeah.
Mad.
3 years.
But you don't
He
come
still
back.
scored 260.
Mad.
And people are still trying to get to 260. I always say to Al, just leave it. I'll give you the props. Al won't say anything. Man is goal. He's about goals. He doesn't say enough. But I will say it for him. He was out for 3 years
I didn't know that.
Madness.
with his
I didn't know
knee.
him. I didn't know him. Yeah,
Yeah, he missed a lot of games in that
Man's got to
period,
get so much more. He could have had Shearer the way he was scoring.
Yeah.
That's easily another 70 goals.
He was going 30 goals a season.
over 3 years.
Every year.
Yeah, that's
Every
90
year.
goals.
3 years, he scored 30
Yeah,
plus.
on a
His
spin.
goal record is nuts.
So I don't know where he would have put that record, bro.
No, yeah, I remember it's
Kane's
300
coming
plus.
back for that, though.
Another amazing decade, the 2000s.
Right.
All right. We've got Thierry Henry,
This is more my speed now.
Ruud van Nistelrooy,
Wow.
Didier Drogba, Wayne Rooney, a young Michael Owen. Alan Shearer was still knocking it out.
Bro, Alan was trying. He was hanging on, bro.
But let me finish the list. Jermaine Defoe.
Jermaine.
Robbie Keane. Nicholas Anelka. Fernando Torres.
Come on.
That's ridiculous.
You know something?
Football heritage.
You know what?
That's my era.
That's a proper lineup of strikers.
Yeah. Because this is now when a lot of them are all like foreign players as well.
I need,
so this is,
I need to have the list to see because like, I don't want to miss out on anyone. But bro, you know something? Obviously Thierry, but like I can't not have Didier Drogba. I can't not have Didier Drogba.
That's what I was saying. I think
can't not have him. Man's clutch.
It.
Him and Chloe Kelly. Bro, you see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, it's
you know
crazy.
something?
He revolutionized that role too, man.
Van Nistelrooy.
That's what
Van
I'm saying.
Nistelrooy came and killed this, bro. But you know something? You know someone who as well. I'm just gonna mention because he has to get a mention. And I watched these 100 goals on the Premier League. Emil Heskey. Emil Heskey went on with some badness, bro. 100%. He's got to get some love, but like we are dealing with.
There's a lot of Yakubu's not on this list.
Yeah, but like you know something, bro. Can I just mention? Just go on. No, because I need to. This needs to be announced. So go on.
No, go for it.
Fernando Torres at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Monster.
Bro.
There was a point where I thought he was the best striker in the world.
You know something? Yeah. So if you to pick 3 out of here.
For me, again, Rooney's another one for me. I don't see Rooney as a starter.
You got Ballon d'Or winner on there.
You know something? Rooney being, I can't. Is Rooney a striker?
No, that's what I'm saying.
You have to, even him himself.
He wouldn't.
He preferred playing in a more creative role. And I think
I'm going to put him in the
make space to our top 3.
Let's put him in Cantona.
I agree. Second striker.
Zola.
I agree though. I always say that.
For me, Henri, Van Nistelrooy, Drogba.
Bro,
that's my.
That's the top 3.
Henri, Van Nistelrooy, Drogba. Yeah, I hear it.
From the 2000s.
But righty, Anelka too.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Just quick, we have to give.
He left the league, came back.
You know something? We have to give Anelka a little bit more time, even though he's not on that the top 3. But simply because I think if Nicholas Anelka, because I know that Arsene Wenger wanted to. They played with a young
Anelka. Did you ever cross paths?
Yeah, he was there. He was there. So he wanted his dream was Thierry on the left, Anelka.
Yes.
As the 9.
Francis.
When you look at the amount of clubs that Nicholas Anelka had for a player of his caliber, it wasn't meant to be like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be like that. And you know what? It comes down to, at the time, agents and
people you have around you
and the thing like that, moving people around. Because when you look at the clubs, I don't know, it's 13.
It's a lot.
But in respects of ability, right? Even when Thierry was at the Clairefontaine,
he was considered better than him.
He was the best in the Clairefontaine.
You know what? There's a name we didn't mention here that deserves a shout.
Go on,
right?
Please tell me.
Kevin Phillips.
You know,
and now Quinn. Come on, man.
I probably go more Kevin.
Come on, man.
I think as a double act, you probably say but like Kevin Phillips as a striker, and what he done. Another one, clean.
Just deserves a shot.
Yeah,
I mean, they're good, but all that. I feel like the cover we're talking about
deserves
here
a mention.
I hear it.
You know what?
I
think that you've got to put them in.
And Darren Bent, we're gonna mention as well.
No. What we got to do is, like I said, because I wouldn't like it to happen where you don't get a mention, and I think that Kevin Phillips, I don't know if it's because he's not glamorous enough, but he deserves a mention. That's all it is.
It's Sunderland.
That's all it is. He deserves a mention because
Berbatov's not on this list. Are we gonna say these
Berbatov is a cross between early 10s and late
9s. 9, yeah.
Same with Owen. Owen is like
Berbatov's
late
best
90s,
years for me
early
came in the 2000s, man. Berbatov's best. I think he scored.
I know he's playing for
Champions League final in Leverkusen.
True.
2002.
I was gonna say, you see, with kind of all the strikers that we've kind of gone through, who is one that came after you that you thought kind of reminds you of you?
Good question.
Jamie
really interesting. I always thought
Jermaine Defoe later.
No.
I always looked at Jermaine Defoe and was like, "Oh, that's all you're right."
Because you know what the thing is that Jermaine and in his way he was obviously, you know what I mean. I speak to Jermaine a lot. I always through his whole career, and he had that little diminutive little powerhouse and great finisher, left foot, right foot. But if we're talking about a striker, and I love Jermaine, we're talking about a striker that's more like, it's Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy and Jamie Vardy's energy, Jamie Vardy's drive and determination. Man got to the Premier League at 27 and done what he done.
Over 100.
You know something? Jamie Vardy, he's
on the 12-10 list.
He's in the 10s. He's
the next list.
Good, yeah, sorry, but like you see, again, because you've asked me, Jamie Vardy for me, right? I adore him. I love the way he played. You know, Jamie Vardy was one of the only strikers I ever see that he'd be in the box on his own. A man would take a shot and he's free. He would give him no stick. Wouldn't say anything. Wow. Just got on with it. worked hard, link, play, skill,
Had
score.
everything.
One of the best seasons I've watched of a striker, and one of the seasons I couldn't miss him was that when he broke that record when he scored like 12 in Spain. Did he level up with a striker?
He overtook
It was 12, wasn't it?
Against Man United, 11.
It was 11.
Yeah, 11.
Honestly, bro, that was one of the most pleasurable things to watch.
You were tuning in just to watch Jamie Vardy at that point.
Yeah, so Jamie Vardy's the one. Obviously, Jermaine, when people say he's a little black player, he's like me, he's constantly talking about me, he's bam, bam, bam. But like the player that is more like me would be Jamie Vardy because he's hungry, bro.
And even with the antics on the pitch,
well,
bro,
yeah,
people forget, before, like now everybody knows him as Uncle Wright. Bro, he was a shit house back in the day, bro.
Like, once I went across there, honestly, it's like Rio tells the story. Once I went across there, bro, nothing was off the table, bro. To the point I was ashamed of myself sometimes.
Was that partly to rattle your opposition, or was that to get yourself up?
You know something? It come from Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Nothing was off the table Sunday morning because we play we play football in places like Thames Mead, down in Deptford, Millwall area, this and them places. Go to them places, and bro, you're literally, you've got all the line full of these man. And where you're gonna have to fight to leave there. You're fighting in the car park. You're fighting. It's a fight everywhere.
Everywhere.
And so nothing was off the table. So when I got to the professional game and these guys are trying to be intimidated, I found it kind of laughable, bro, because I wasn't even scared of them. I wasn't scared of them.
Yeah.
And so then I would say anything to them, bro, to the point where as the time went by, man started to find out stuff about man. Whisper things,
dark secrets.
Whisper things about them, bro. I heard about you, bro. I heard about you and your missus, bro.
Hey, that's rattling.
What about some of your celebrations as well?
Yeah, but you know, with the celebrations, especially with the great Kevin Campbell, rest in peace, bro. Yeah. You know, Kevin, again, you know, the joy.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who's just full of joy all the time. So Kevin will be in charge of like the parties and any get together. We're doing this. We're all doing this. It's Kevin.
Yeah.
Man was a part. He knew everyone in the West End, bro. Everyone who had the club in the West. So we'd always have a good time with him. But man, when it come to goals, Kevin was the one who told me, bro, you got to do the bogle, bro, when we score.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, Kevin could do it properly. I was just learning it, man. Kevin could do it properly. He was teaching me. But he was the one that said all that. Kevin was the one that had all the celebrations, man.
Yeah.
And said, when you score, it's the joy, bro. That's what we're playing for.
For sure.
So that's where it came from.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And then
I
I think the kind of like the sledging, or what you call it for want of a better word, the cussing and everything, that came from just having to have it, bro. Just like wanting to win and, you know, like the goalkeepers. Like if it was a 60-40 in the goalkeeper's like favour, I'm going in. I'm still going in.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because what I want that goalkeeper to know, bro, if it's like 50-50 the next time, you know I'm coming in. Yeah. And just you want him just a little bit of doubt. So those are the things. I remember I done it with Steve Grizovic. And like, bro, boom, we went in hard. And I didn't see him, then his head came up, bro, and I just saw blood come down. I was like, oh my gosh. And like then, you know what I mean? But this one was a genuine time. I think my knee went in on him. I was going in to go hard because when you're going in on those challenges, you cannot go in and feel, you can't do this.
Because you'll get hurt as well.
Yeah, you have to go in with energy, right? And that's what the other player, that's what you're thinking the other player's going to do, and that's how you don't get hurt.
They're not going to pull out on
but
you.
Like he went in, and I think he came in a little bit softer than me, and I was hard, and then when he came up, I was like, and then he was vexed, bro, vexed with me, and that was one of the fouls that I did not mean that.
Yeah, of course.
But then obviously the press and the way the press were with me at the time, they were saying, banning, right? He's a fog, he's this and that. Yeah. And you know, you had to deal with that side of it as well. But you know, that was part of it, bro.
Yeah.
You know, did we mention, is Robbie Keane in that?
I was gonna say, you know who you left out?
Robbie Keane's in the
Hasselbank got left off on this.
Jimmy
Floyd has to be on here. Good Johnson and Hasselbank.
Bro.
This is the levels that I'm talking about.
You know something?
The 2000s might be the best.
If you could say you could take, you have to build a striker who's right foot.
Shot power.
Hasselbank.
Bullets.
Hasselbank, man, with the rocket launcher foot.
Wow. But I mean, the 2000s might be the best. But
Stacked.
are we in agreement with Henri Van Nistelrooy and Drogba?
We probably have to go with that, and I think that the man them who are in that will probably say.
But Robbie Keane is in there, by the way.
Robbie Keane's in there, but like us again.
Drogba revolutionized the position, man.
Drogba, he brought a new level to being that number 9.
Yeah.
Remember the goal he scored against Liverpool on the edge of the box where it bounced and he spun.
Spun on the
against Everton.
And you know,
bro.
I did one of the FA Cup final. Was it Spurs?
But every final, every final clutch.
So clutch.
And remember as well what they done to him with how they treated Drogba after the Man United Champions League that they lost. Then man came back, bro. Came back the next time.
The thing with too is his hold up play. I've never seen a center forward just occupy an entire back line by himself.
Man's just he was. You know the thing is, defenders were afraid. Like ask Jamie Carragher.
They also everyone today any defender from that point says that's the dangerous.
It's different as well because it happened a lot back then. He came like obviously you moved over to Arsenal. How old are you? 27, 28?
28 when I got to there. Just turned 28.
He was 25. So you guys already men coming to a big team. Like now football's different. Everyone's investing in the young ones.
Yes.
So a bit, and also the mold is different. But Drogba was already a 25-year-old grown man. Like coming to the Premier League already.
Yeah.
So it was different as well. You know?
I always think Lampard was half his goals to Drogba, man. Seriously, the movement.
Yeah, Lampard scored so many goals.
He was doing before Lampard. Oh, what a partnership.
So true.
And all that happens is Drogba gets brought down because he hasn't scored as many goals.
Yeah, and he doesn't take penalties.
Well, Lampard just
yes.
penalties as well.
And then when Drogba wanted to take one, Frank said, "No, man, let me take it." Because it was that game. What they winning 6-7-0 or so.
Yeah, it was fighting for the golden boot.
Yeah.
Then he scored 3 more in that game.
Yeah, mental.
Have we made it clear that Rooney was only not in that free because we're going with Zola? That's what I'm saying. It should be Zola, Cantona, Bergkamp,
in their own
not Rooney.
That's the
Mavericks.
They're second strikers.
They got their own little space.
Yeah, in their own category. Otherwise, like Wayne Rooney's Mr. Premier League, right? The 2010s. We've got some good names as well.
What names you got in the two?
There's one name on here I really want to talk about.
You want to read out the names?
Suarez, Van Persie, Vardy, Lukaku, Tevez, Dzeko, Berbatov, Adebayor.
Yeah, I wanted to. Obviously, he's not the best one on this list, even though he's amazing.
Edin Dzeko?
No, I look at Carlos Tevez, right? I always say this. Carlos Tevez, I don't think when I was watching football, I would have ever considered him a top 5 center forward in the world. And then maybe he's fringe, right? I think of Tevez now. If you put that guy in today's game, he's competing for the best in the world. Number one.
The way he plays
is unbelievable. He's a bulldog. Like he's so small, but he's so compact, and he can just put his head down.
His whole game as well is about energy. You know what? It's similar. I remember when Jamie Vardy first came on the scene. I mentioned the energy. He's got Tevez energy. They just go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just go. Yeah. So. Yeah, Tevez has got.
Someone's on this list as well that I just thought of now. Diego Costa.
Oh, how is he not on this list? Berbatov should be 2000s for me, and Costa should be on this list.
You know what?
You talk about handful.
Yeah,
bro.
I know.
You know what? Costa came into the league when there was no defenders that could even come up close to him. He was like a bully, bro.
He was.
No one even challenged him.
Yeah, it was mad what he did.
Yeah, he came to the Prem.
His story is actually quite similar. Right as well. Late bloomer. Kind of didn't come through. Had that explosion season at Atletico. Chelsea takes the title. That mold of striker almost becomes synonymous with like Chelsea. If they don't have those big dogged characters,
this list is tough.
It doesn't really work.
You know what? This list is tough. We have to mention Romelu Lukaku at Everton.
Have to.
I was just about to say.
You have to talk about him at every club. He scores everywhere he goes.
You know who else I'm going to mention who's down there is Edin Dzeko.
So good.
For me, the best first-time finisher that I've seen in a long time. One touch finish.
Dzeko.
That I've seen in Premier League. It's ridiculous.
He's the most he's the most underrated center forward of his generation.
Facts. You know he's got 400 career league goals with no penalties.
Really?
He doesn't. I think he's got less than like 5 penalties or something.
Robin Van Persie's on that list.
Ridiculous player, honestly.
Van Persie, the best.
Van Persie, we both can. We had a convo about him recently about how we both love him.
We share Van Persie.
Yeah.
You know what? He's got a special place in my heart.
He's also got a special place in my heart.
You know the thing with it is, it's a shame because with his ability and how good he was.
We didn't see it for long enough.
I don't think he's going to get the love that he should get, even from us now. How we are with him. You know, he wasn't at United long enough for him to get that real love that the fans have for you.
Even though he spent 3 years and only one of them was really vintage, he's for us still like a cult hero because that one season
that proper love.
I can't think of many players that I've seen join a club and almost from like day one everybody just loves them. Van Persie became for us in 1 year like. Rooney obviously was kind of on the way out as well, too. But like he almost became our new guy overnight.
So Van Persie, they'll have him they'll have him up there as one of their main men because you've got. This is what I'm saying.
He can never be Rooney or like those guys spent. There's too much.
But what I'm saying with him, is that with the ability that he had, if he stayed at United and done that for all the years, or he stayed at Arsenal, I think he'd get
injuries.
Yeah, I think he'd get that.
I seriously think that 3-year period, right? It's one of the best center forward peaks I've ever seen. Even like
2 seasons.
They were good.
And then the first year
was magnificent.
That 3-year peak, I don't think I've seen many center forwards put together what he did. Like he had everything.
And then when he went to that World Cup, he was killing that World Cup, man.
2014.
Brazil,
that season with United now is becoming underrated for me because guys have scored more goals.
Yeah.
But if you look at the quality of goals and then the opposition, he scored in every big game for us. City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
It's tough.
Is there any way we can't Suarez?
Bro. Suarez.
I know it's a short period.
Maybe the best pure talent as a center forward the league has seen.
You know what? Remember Di Canio's goal, right? The one, the volley. Suarez scored a goal, right? Against Newcastle.
We always talk about it.
No, and it's too, you know what? It's too like people
knocked over with his
chest.
Bro,
it's come 40 yards over his shoulder. He controlled it here.
And then takes a touch and then outside the foot.
That took it around the keeper.
This one, right? So then when it went, then he done on his start and went around the keeper. But the way he put it in the goal, it was just like pick the ball up and run. This is one of the greatest goals ever scored.
I always talk about the Newcastle
Cam and I say the same thing.
Ever scored.
Newcastle have suffered a couple of great goals.
Bro,
Dennis Bergkamp won. The Wayne Rooney scream after that. They suffered a couple of great goals.
That one, again, underrated. Remember, we're talking about Suarez here. Went to Barcelona with Messi and Xavi and Iniesta and Neymar. And made them better.
Yeah. You know, he won the European Golden Shoe in the same Ronaldo, the Ronaldo and Messi era.
Yes.
What the hell?
He won
of it as well. The smart one, 50-50.
Because you're thinking to yourself, so when you're looking at this Barcelona side, you're thinking, whoa, they're gonna get. And remember we mess around with this 40 million and £1.
Yeah. Oh my word.
Man just said, what you not doing? What is this, man? Bounced to Barcelona and made them better.
Yeah, that's for his career though.
If that's possible.
Gerrard even told him, he said, stay another year, man. You'll have better clubs come through.
But he wanted to come to Arsenal. He really wanted to. But the best thing he didn't, obviously. But look, that's Suarez. Then you've got Harry Kane, man. For me, he's the one that if he stayed in the Premier League, he probably could surpass 260.
That record.
You know,
time.
He's coming. He will come for that record.
And he, for me, is like one of the best goal scorers I've ever seen.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best finishers
that I've ever seen in my all these strikers. And consistently as well. Where Spurs, of course, there was a season, Haaland's first season, he scored 36, broke the record. Kane got 30 that season, finishing 7th.
He got overlooked.
But he scored 6 less goals, but he came 7th. So what if Kane did go to that Man City?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Like Kane just scored goals regardless.
That's probably, you think about that deal for Harry Kane. Is he going to go to City? I was excited for him because I was thinking, that's going to happen. Obviously, for whatever reason, he didn't. I think he signed a new contract before the 2018 World Cup, which for me is a massive mistake.
It was like a 9-year deal or something. It was a 6-year deal.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Behind closed doors handshake.
You know, it was like, you know, and again, listen, I'm glad he's won his Bundesliga. Good luck to him. You know, but like, I think that in his time when he's sitting on his rocket chair, he's chilling in his unbelievable chilling place, you know, he's going to think, you know, something. You can't not. You can't not, simply because a goal scorer of that capability, right? And again, it has to go down to Tottenham and Levy and the way that place has been run. As a business, magnificent. From a football point of view, if you've nurtured Harry Kane through your academy and you've not built a team for a goal scorer of that ability and capability and not won anything, they failed him.
Facts.
They failed him because he can't do any more.
I've not seen a striker like that.
Honestly, man, it's you know,
that's a generational player, bro.
They did build a team that could compete and win things, and they just couldn't get over the line.
They had a good few years.
They didn't do enough.
They should have left.
They went to the finals, they went to the
I agree
semifinals.
with 11, but they didn't have the depth.
I agree with him.
They didn't have the depth
there was
to
a
compete.
window, but there was a window we should have left.
But you did compete. You did compete.
I'm sorry,
you competed in Premier Leagues. You went to Champions League final. You went to a Carabao Cup final. 2 Carabao Cup finals.
Yeah, but let's
two
talk
title runs. And one we finished 3rd in a 2-horse race.
The Leicester one,
supposedly.
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and mind you, we weren't really involved in that title race.
You were. Let's not pretend like you were.
Do your history.
No, but what we have to think about. No. What you have to think about, of course, you see how it stirs up. But the thing with it is that we're talking about. Yes, you're right. with
had a window.
Pochettino. You know, second, whatever we think about when they finished the
Champions
third,
League
yeah.
final.
Champions League. The thing is that that's what Pochettino wanted to go again. He wanted to get rid of some, bring some in. But what I'm saying is, you've recognised you have got a talent like that. You've got to continually bring the best to him, because the one thing in football, the most important commodity is goals. And you've got someone who's gonna do that. So then you put everything else in place to make sure that they can service that, man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so again, you know, Harry Kane is probably, it's definitely.
He's got to be in there.
He's
He's
definitely
100%.
in there.
Actually, it's funny actually because the guy is next
question.
to Aguero. I
Yeah.
think you're looking at the two of the best finishers,
Yeah.
maybe the two of the top 5 best finishers in Premier history. I think
Facts.
Aguero finishing was just.
Yeah,
Fully.
so
I haven't seen much like it.
You know what? Whoever's done this list, you're probably.
That's the first three
yeah,
names.
it's the first three. You know, I probably Harry Kane, Sergio Aguero, and Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, my guy
I
Jamie
agree.
I think
Vardy.
RVP's gotta be.
Jamie Vardy's
Over
got to be
who?
there.
No, RVP, but
I agree, but over who?
see, this,
I think-
Ian, I'm gonna be. I honestly disagree a little when you say the biggest commodity in football is goals. I think the biggest commodity is winning, and I think sometimes we overlook winning. Robin Van
You can't
Persie-
win without goals,
but
bro.
yeah, of course, but also your goals have to lead to winning as well too. Robin Van Persie won the league for Man United single-handedly, in my
So you're saying
opinion.
because Kane didn't?
No, but even Suarez was unbelievable. Van Persie won the league for Man
I think
United. It's not like.
Suarez's individual season though
Yeah.
might be
Why?
arguably the best individual
But what
season.
makes it better than
in terms of performances? What I saw with my eyes
Hold on.
was freakish, bro. And I'm not saying
No,
Van Persie won.
No, hold on.
But bro,
No,
Norwich
I
games,
was
the
seeing
Norwich
him
games,
before.
right?
Yeah.
But no, but okay, but you're
Go.
not.
And I was and I understand
Suarez
you're
is
saying
a
the
better.
title.
So the
Suarez is a better.
discourse
Suarez is a
starts.
better
No, it's
player.
good.
Suarez is a better
great.
player than Van Persie. I'm not trying to take the. You look at the games Van Persie is scoring in. Suarez wasn't scoring consistently against the best teams in the biggest games like Van
Yeah, the
Persie
big
was.
games he
So
was
this is what I'm
scoring,
saying. Like
Suarez.
we take away like okay, he scored more goals that season than Van Persie. He scored 33 or 31 compared to the 29 or 30. But the 29-30, look at who they're coming up against and look at what it led to.
The season when Liverpool, when they kind of lost it at Palace.
Yep.
When you say about the goals and obviously the goals and the goal scoring, the man, obviously brilliant, obviously. But the fact is, as a striker, and I could talk from my own position here. When you're scoring goals and it's not coming from, it's not happening, you yourself feel like, what more can I do, bro, now? You know what I mean? Because like you say, you come up
must be
against
Harry
teams.
Kane every year.
Yeah, you come up against teams that are, but Harry Kane scored against everybody.
He scores every game.
But you come up
every
against the
season,
better teams.
25 minimum.
You come up against the better teams in that, and then you don't get created the same kind of chances. And this is why the striker gets the blame for not doing it. And this is what I'm saying about bringing the players in that's going to continue to feed this guy who can do it, who maybe not doing it against the teams that people say he's not scoring against that team or that team. I totally understand that. And I get what you said with
But then
Robbie
what
Van
about then
Persie.
you're saying,
But
what
I
is
have to
it about Van
certain degree.
Persie? Jamie Vardy.
Vardy's. I'm not trying to take away from any. These are all
But
unbelievable.
Jamie
My point is
Vardy, he won the league.
Yeah, it's
You know,
unbelievable.
Won the FA
Thank
Cup.
you.
Yeah.
Like he won. No, I completely agree. I
You know?
completely
And
agree.
And
how
it's
many
the
golden
goals.
boots does he have? Like more than one
Two.
two golden boots.
Yes.
No, one golden boot. Yeah,
One, but he was also, I think, he came second loads of
He's
time.
consistently up there. Yeah.
Over 100 goals. So this is a hard list.
No,
regardless.
100%.
Bro, we have to go
Regardless.
back to the commodity now, bro.
Yeah.
Because what are we
That's the
playing
only way we can
football for?
differentiate them, bro.
What is
Who's
what
a
is the
striker?
what is
I think Van Persie at his best. Look,
He's
I
better
think
than
he
who?
can chat to all of these.
you
guys.
want Van Persie in there instead of
Luis
Suarez?
But the thing is, Suarez had 2 years in the Premier League, 2-3. Like, how long was he really doing it for in the Prem? He went to Barca.
Yeah, couple
like,
years.
I think
You don't get there, but
Yeah, but that means you're getting.
that's what we were saying.
Let me ask you this.
Three wins, three wins.
Is this a conversation on their entire body of work in the Premier League or just their quality? What is it on?
Well,
Because I think if it's on quality, Van Persie's in my top. If it's on quality, Van Persie's in my top 3 for sure.
but then you look at
At their best, who am I taking between him and Aguero? I'm taking Van
can't find
Persie
many
over Aguero.
better-
you taking Van Persie over
At his
Aguero.
very best. Obviously, their Premier League career, Aguero.
As a player,
at their
you say,
very
he rates
best,
him higher
I'm taking
as a player.
I'm taking Van Persie. Why?
He
At
rates
his
him
very
higher.
best.
Not about Aguero.
Why not?
Man's gone in on this, bro.
Why not?
I don't know.
United fans love Van
What
Persie.
could Van
Do
Persie
they?
not- what could Van Persie not
Aguero
do?
is
Young United.
Unbelievable.
now we're not underrating Aguero.
No, he's unbelievable. Of course. But I'm saying at their very best. That's what I'm saying. Body of work.
Sergio
Aguero
Aguero,
every day of the
they're
week.
very
So what about the?
United
I
is
need
very
to.
best. Aguero is very best.
But bro, I need to know what's the biggest commodity in football.
Brother, Van
if it's
Persie
not
was scoring
goals?
30 goals a season in this period. He
goals.
was
Yeah, but so is Aguero.
right. He was scoring 30 goals in this period.
Aguero
Aguero never had a season where
never,
he scored 30.
he never finished the whole season, for example. Whereas Nicola Van Persie,
Bro, I love
apart
this
from the
guy.
small window.
Bro,
I love
you know
Van
what?
Persie, apart from that small window.
No, we're talking about the peak. I'm saying body of work. You take
Aguero
Aguero. Body
is
of work.
best.
You take it.
Yeah, Aguero is best. I think even in general, as a striker, he had everything. And I love Van Persie. Van Persie was one of my favorite players.
You know
growing up.
something?
Aguero can score from anywhere, any angle,
Of
anytime.
course. Well, Van Persie
Any
can do
place.
that as well too.
Who's the
Van Persie
three then?
volleys.
Well, who's the three? Because
could, bro.
Where's Euro 2008?
Huh?
World Cup 2010.
Oh, don't do Aguero International.
yeah.
Don't talk to me about Aguero International.
For me, Kane, Aguero, and
Don't
Suarez.
talk to me about Aguero International. That person's
bro, you know something?
I forget.
I'm probably gonna go with Kane, Aguero, and Suarez.
Same.
That's fair. Van Persie gets in my top 3.
Yeah, but that's your top three.
That's your top three.
This is the
You're right, episode.
No, man, you can have yours.
Give us the
No.
three names. Give us the three names.
What?
Who's the three
Harry Kane.
On ability or on body of work? Ask me.
We're going on the top three.
We've done 2000s.
Right. What's your criteria? Give me a criteria. I'll give you a top 3.
Was that 90s?
Body of work, career, or just best level.
Within 90s and 2000s, by the way. He didn't ask us
No.
Because I didn't disagree. I didn't disagree.
No, he didn't disagree. No. You know something?
Shoehorn your guy in, so you
He has to be there, bro. He won us the league, bro.
Do you know what it is? I get it. Van
Hussein,
Persie
you feel me
was
here,
the first one. Do you know what it is? Van Persie is the first player he fell in love with. I get it.
No, it's not the first.
You know something? Can I be totally honest? I love this passion for him, bro. This is what I love.
That's football.
That's it. That's what it does, man. You know what I mean? But like, and I love him as well. You know what I mean? Because
you
can
don't
no.
love him because he
No.
stubbed you a little.
I tell you, no. Of course, he broke our heart because we saw Robin van Persie leave us, and this is why it still rankles with Arsenal. We saw him leave us and win the league for United, almost single-handedly. I think that's the 2013 season, right?
Yeah.
Arguably one of the worst Man United sides that's won the league, right?
Terrible.
So you look at it from an Arsenal point of view, and I don't have nothing against him, but to see him leave and see us struggle for so many years, still trying to win it, and like we couldn't have been a million miles away. Obviously, it comes back down to, did we have the right people around a player that can do that?
No, we
because
didn't.
we showed
That's why
he
he
showed
left,
at Man
though.
United he could do it. So
That's why he left. Because
That's
he felt
exactly
we
why he
didn't,
left.
And he was at an age where he was 29, where he couldn't wait another 5
He
6
couldn't
years.
wait.
But then it's weird because you guys didn't really, because you didn't have a great squad either.
But this is what I'm trying to
that's-
tell you. It's not like he was at City doing all this. He was playing with Cleverly and Anderson.
I hear you. And you know
No
what?
disrespect, by the way.
You know
I
what,
love him,
Sharks?
but-
You know what, Sharks? His argument's starting to feed into me. bro.
Come on, you see what I mean? Right? It's
I'm not changing mine.
I'm not. Listen,
changing
I tell you why it's feeding into me. Because
Robin,
no, bro. The reason why it's feeding in is because now I'm starting to look back at Arsenal and
Remember,
saying exactly what I'm saying about Harry Kane.
Yeah.
If we get the right people around him, he doesn't leave. He's won the title for United side.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst Man United sides that's
was.
won the league. And so now I'm thinking to myself, bro. But I can't change Suarez.
I'm not changing mine. What's your
Suarez
three?
has to be there for
Same.
the ball,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
It's
what's
a
your
good
three?
argument you put up there.
Can we get a final three from me so we can move on to the last category?
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna do it on. For me,
How
I'm
do you
going.
want to do it?
Aguero, Suarez, Van Persie. That's the
Okay.
conversation.
No, that's
Kane.
all right. That's
No
nothing
Kane.
I
wrong with
think
that.
those 3 above him.
All right.
I'd love to see what the comments, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. And finally, the 2020s so far. We're only halfway into this decade. We've got Erling Haaland, Harry Kane's in this list as well, so you can
Yeah,
get
he
away
can
with
be.
it.
He can be here. He can be here for me.
Harry
yeah.
Kane,
Bro.
Ivan Toney, Isak, Darwin Núñez, Callum Wilson, Ollie Watkins, Calvert-Lewin, Jesus Alvarez. This
Bro,
is the
you know
weakest so
something?
far.
No,
of
what's
course.
crazy,
Bro.
But
I know
not
we're
gonna
only
disrespect
halfway.
anybody, bro.
I think Son Heung-min should be in this list.
Bro.
And Aubameyang
As
should be
a
on this
centre
list.
forward.
I think
Aubameyang should be on
as
that
a
list
centre
as
forward,
well.
yeah. I think
When did it come to
he's
Arsenal,
played
18?
2 seasons as a centre forward, and for me, he's scored 100 and how many goals?
You know something?
He's in the top 20
He's an
all-time
unbelievable goal
scorers.
scorer. I just don't know if I consider him an out-and-out number 9.
I think
like
he's
that.
one of the best finishers the Premier League has seen ever.
Easily.
But he's not a
easily.
striker.
But he's not a centre forward for me.
Bro, there's strikers on here. I'm not
what's the
going to mention them
currency?
because
What's the currency?
goals.
Yeah,
bro.
but
I
Cristiano
mean-
Ronaldo, the currency in the 2000s, man.
Right wing.
You can't mention names on there, but like Son should be on that list.
I'm not having Darwin Núñez get on this list.
Nah.
Son.
Bro, someone's joking with us.
Yeah.
Martial should be on the system. Man.
You know who I'd love to have seen in this league longer is Julian.
Hold on,
Alvarez.
where's Aubameyang?
I just
Hold
I
on,
just
hold
mentioned
on,
him now.
hold
I'd
on.
love to have seen
What
Julian-
did you just say there?
I would love to have seen a bit more of Julian Alvarez.
Alvarez, yes.
Speak on that a little
Bro.
bit, because
Yes.
Because you know something, I just think that, especially if you saw him in the World Cup, but you saw him at City and what he done when he had to come in off of the back of Erling Haaland, and the goals, what he scored. You know, the player that he was. You think to yourself, gosh, man, why couldn't we get get Alvarez? Because that player there for me is a Premier League winning striker.
Yeah.
With the right player, a Premier League winning striker. I don't know if he's number 10 here just because, but like if he had more time here, there's no way that brother's not in the top.
100%.
I agree.
In the top end, bro. He's a
So
top striker,
underrated.
bro.
And you mentioned Son. Obviously, he doesn't make he's not a striker. But how can you mention Son in the 2020s and not mention Mohamed Salah? If you're gonna,
Oh my god.
I'm wondering.
I'm saying neither of them make it. Neither of them make it. But I'm saying is you're pushing your boy.
Bobby
with
Firmino.
Salah.
This is an interesting conversation because now you're looking at it how the evolution of football has gone. We're looking at
True, it's
wide
wide
men now
now.
starting to get all
So then we
the
should have had a list of we should have had a list of the
In
creativity.
the 20s,
In the
they
20s,
come
it
in
should
now.
include the winger
Because of how
forwards.
football
You
is.
know something?
Look at players like
'Cause
Mbuemo
back then-
scoring
'cause
20
look
goals
at-
in the season.
In the 90s and the thousands, it was 2 strikers playing up top.
Yeah.
Drogba came and made the mold 1.
Yeah.
Now the wingers have to get involved with the
Bro,
goals.
that's what
Guys,
I
I think
said,
it's even
Mbuemo-
more than
Mbuemo
that.
just scored 20.
I think you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at it as wingers now have to score goal. I think
No.
a few of those strikers started becoming wingers.
Yeah.
Like, look, Cam always says this. Michael Owen in today's game is probably a wide man.
It'll be a
No,
winner.
I agree.
You
There's
know what? I
definitely-
spoke to
there's
Mike
definitely-
Lowen about that, and he said he said I would struggle with that. His game was
Yeah.
about pace and
But he'd
movement.
probably end up being one of those inside forwards coming off
that'd
the
be a
left or
nightmare
something.
for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
It's the same with me. I'm looking at myself. I'm hoping that the way I played, I would just still be straight up top there
Yeah.
because all that coming in off the right and off the left, tracking back.
It's a different way. It's a completely different
It's
way.
a totally different way of playing.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But let's get through this one.
Yes,
quickly.
bro. It's a tough one.
So you could put Harry Kane in this one because
Yeah.
in the 2020s he's got
still did his
almost
thing,
70
man.
goals in out of his Premier League goals.
yeah, we're
so
looking
you
at-
could, so
and
you
he's
got
winning
away with
it.
it.
That's why I wanted
You
him
got away
anyways,
with
bro.
it. You got away with it.
Yes.
Got Robin in there.
2020, you got the playmaker and golden boot.
Bro.
Yeah. So you
Like,
got away with it. And
very
then he scored.
few
He had a
players have
30
done- I
goal
think
season
Andy
in the
Cole's the only other
2020s.
one who's done
He had a
that?
29 goal season in the 2020s. Like, so
Yeah, he's gotta be in there.
You put him there. Obviously, Haaland 100% is in there.
Haaland is
Without
number
doubt.
Haaland's come in and changed the goal scorer.
Yeah.
Briefly on Haaland, you're a striker, goal scorer. Have you seen a better pure just a goal scorer than Erling Haaland?
Shearer, bro.
Yeah.
I'd still go with Shearer. Obviously, I think
Does he
Haaland.
remind you of Shearer then?
No, because his body, everything's
different. He's
like
different. It's
6'5".
just, but I think it's if we're talking about mentality,
Yeah.
we should talk about mentality, not body, because they're two different kind of players in that respect. But like Haaland when he came, and you rightly said in the Community Shield game when he missed, everyone's laughing, and Nunes obviously scored. Didn't know what was to come, but when you watched how he played, especially in Dortmund, how he's running onto things, he's finishing everything. Yeah, you do have to have your game. You have to set up so as he can thrive in that situation.
We're saying with Gyökeres, yeah,
Exactly.
similar.
You do have to have the game to thrive, but like in respects of appetite for goal, he's up there, bro, with the best, the very, very, very best.
So Haaland, Kane, and who's the third one?
Isaac, man, you're talking about a guy who's worth potentially 150 million. I know he hasn't maybe like
I mean, we've
guys
only
had
been
more
halfway
years
through.
than
You know
we
what?
do.
You can see
really
that there's a
wish-
lot of players there that you know.
Quality-wise,
there's
he's
too
the
many
best
pla-
ever.
You were speaking on Julian Alvarez, but I feel like there was a version of Julian Alvarez before Julian Alvarez, and it's a shame nowadays he's injured.
Gabby J.
Gabby Jesus,
Gabby
he's got
Jesus.
more Premier League
What a player.
titles.
Yeah.
Was meant to come to Arsenal and take them
Yeah.
to the next level. And
Yeah.
it's just been like
He
injury
started like it
he
was going to
started
happen, didn't it?
Arsenal, oh yeah,
Bro,
wow.
Feel for him.
he was such a player.
And you know what? I tell you what. Again, no, go on. Sorry, you
I
still
still
hope.
hope that there's something left of him,
He's still-
even
yeah, he's
after
still
all
young,
these
man.
injuries.
It's
But
the injuries.
He's what?
It's-
You know the thing is-
28,
after a while, it takes
and he
a
just
toll
turned
on you,
28
though.
as well. He's got time.
And again, we talk about we're talking about a striker, right?
Yeah.
He started on the right when he started in Brazil. He started on that right wing,
Yeah.
turned him into a striker. But then the way the game has gone and the way the game has progressed, the last injury he got, he was chasing back on his own box. That's
Yeah.
where he got. That says everything to me.
No, but he's that kind of player though.
He's
everywhere.
but it's the ways the game's gone, because for me,
Why
want
is he all the way in his own box?
all the way back there, and that's where the game is. And it's unfortunate because he's getting an injury way back there where we need our striker up there scoring. And that's just unfortunate, the way the game's gone. But for me, especially when he first came, I was thinking, this is going to happen.
With
But
Gyökeres
it's
coming in
unfortunate.
now, shift him to the left. Have him and Martinelli as your left wing options, and
I think the load. I think the load though, the load and the injuries, that's a lot of work.
yeah.
It's a lot of
It is
work.
So that's where almost as an impact player, I would say.
It is a lot. It is a lot. But listen, we can give it to Isak because of the value he's produced in the 2020s.
I think Ollie Watkins, though, I mean, he deserves a big shout.
Deserves a shout for sure. Deserves a shout, especially the last couple of years. But
Well, if Ollie Watkins gets a shout, then we have to give Callum Wilson a shout for his journey as well.
11
Just a
goals
shout
off
for
100.
You
He almost had 100 Premier League goals.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? We've
11
got to give him a
off.
shout.
yeah, steady,
But you know
steady.
what? With all due respect, if Darwin Nunez kind of like lived up to anything what he looked like he was capable of doing. Again, we're talking about a
Even his
striker.
speed,
Yeah. Coming
he's
from
got this
Sport
kind
Portugal.
of natural finish.
You know,
Somehow
he looked
I
amazing.
like sometimes when
Yeah.
it works, when he
Yeah.
scores,
Yeah.
it scores. Obviously, look
2
back
goals
at
against
Benfica-
Newcastle, I
Look
think,
back at
not
Benfica
long
goals,
ago.
but even at Liverpool, when he scores, it's always a good. It's always a nice goal. It's, you know what I mean? Obviously,
Maybe
he doesn't
that's
do
the
it
problem. He
long.
doesn't score enough ugly goals,
Yes,
man.
I agree. As a striker, most of the goals are going to be ugly goals or tap-ins or this or that. Or
you know what I did like about him?
Score beautiful, but it's weird about him because he's so fast. He's probably like it's hard to defend against, and he always scores a nice goal. Obviously, it's not work.
But I think the problem with Nunez
is it's like one of them was like
decisions.
In other words, you see it working.
Bad, do you remember that incident against Brentford where he chipped the keeper, he scored, and Michael Owen came out basically the same day and said like that's a bad finish.
Bad decision.
You shouldn't be chipping the keeper.
So he said,
there. Like, well, respectfully, I think he actually was spot on there because like he was saying in that instance, 1-on-1 against the keeper, it's a tough finish. Like he dinked it. It's a crazy.
Yeah, but this is what I said. Yeah, but the thing with him is that what I do admire about him, he would try those finishes, and when you're a confident striker, you do that. For somebody who misses as much as he misses, you wouldn't think he would try that. But any goal that goes in, that's a goal. You can't say, oh, you
but
can't.
I think this is too many to say in that instance. That's a great finish. Like he needs to I think his point was he needs to normalize just slotting it past the keeper more. I think that was his more.
But from a striker's point of view, that's how it's worked for him, and it's worked for him. But Nunez, for whatever reason and how it's going for him, that's how he wants to finish. Yeah. And like, you know what? I'm surprised that up to this point, he hasn't been pulled aside and then told about these things. But in his mind, he thinks that's okay, and because he scored, he'll probably do that again.
Yeah, that's.
But maybe the stock finish, bam, yeah. So you get used to doing that. Is he doing that in training? Obviously not. He can't be because he's still trying to chip the keeper. I still think a goal's a goal, but
well, that's the our top 3 strikers from every era.
Wow.
Hasib sent me also for last couple of seasons 30 league goals combined the last 2 seasons. Mateta. Just give me a little shout out. Hey, what he's been doing because
maybe a late charge.
Hey, why not? If he carries it on, boom, 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 another charge. Okay, so we've done our strikers game. We want to have a couple more conversations, small conversations. Right now we're in pre-season. Pre-season is very different to the pre-season that you remember. Do you think it's beneficial the way it is now, especially with the young players coming into pre-season, going on tour, having this pressure to perform in front of 60,000 fans, but also everyone's watching them. There's North London derbies happening on tour. There's big games. I went last season. I travelled with the Arsenal squad last season on pre-season, and we were in LA at the SoFi Stadium playing against Manchester United. Like it's mad. It was 80,000 fans. It's different to what you remember.
Yeah, because when we were doing pre-season, it was about getting fit.
Yeah,
and being ready for the start of the season. We'd go places like the back end of Norway, the back end of Sweden.
Less glamorous
places where it's all about just getting fit and getting your mind into what's going to happen, what you're preparing for. But now we're talking about, like you mentioned there, playing in front of like 60,000. Arsenal playing Tottenham.
Yeah.
North London derby in
a few days,
In a few, what, is it tomorrow? I don't know when it is, but
Thursday.
You see now, for me, in pre-season, you know, I'm trying to be fit. I'm not worried about scoring. I'm worried about sharpness and this and that. I'm not interested in the game and the result of the game. I'm interested in doing the right things and building fitness towards the first game of the season. But when you're talking about the players now with the load, with what they're trying to do to get fit and everything what that entails in the current climate with the players, and then you've got to play a game like that, because it's a game of magnitude. There's millions of people probably watching it. You know, there's thousands of people in the stadium. They're going to want to see the best that the players have got. And you're at a stage of the season where you're trying to be fit. I couldn't be able. I wouldn't be able to do that. I say to them, I've spoken to a few of the players, and I say, listen, pre-season is not what you are going to be judged on. You know, it's as simple as that. No matter what the clubs are making in respects of monies to fly the team out there and play out there for people to see. And yes, it's great for the people around the world to see that team, the Premier League teams. We know what it means to fans around the world, but you still have to, from a player's point of view, pace yourself to be fit for the start of the season, because that's what really matters. But then you're in a situation where you're playing against Manchester United and you're playing against Tottenham in the North London derby in the other side of the world. Something can happen in that game what turns you into fight mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going into a mode where you're really going hard.
Last year against Arsenal.
You go into mode. Aggressive. So it's a different, like you rightly say, it's a different energy with the pre-seasons now, because there's so much riding on in respects of monies and people wanting to see. For the players who are just trying to get fit, I'm worried about it. It worries me. Yeah, it's a different world. Yeah.
It's part of it is they're trying to increase your fan base across the world as well. So that's another thing. It's one is probably like a money thing, sponsor thing, and all that stuff. But at the same time, you're going to these countries that don't see these teams or these players week in, week out, but they watch them every day on their screens.
Yeah.
you go to Hong Kong or you go to Indonesia, you go to Singapore, and Arsenal are playing, and you've been an Arsenal fan your whole life. That is your one moment. So for you, that's your big, that's your Champions League final. Yeah. Like your favorite players are coming to your stadium. I remember when but then the players now have to perform to them because it's like you've got 60,000 fans there singing your name, and they're so dedicated, and they're even more dedicated than they could be more dedicated than the ones here. Because for us, it's like we've got them down the road. Emirates is down the road, but there it's. Like I'm crying, people are crying.
I'll never forget driving from New York to Michigan, and it's like people who live in the US will know about that. I remember like my dad driving me and my family from New York to Michigan to go watch Man United against Real Madrid.
Tailgate, did you tailgate?
No, of course.
There's a thing called tailgate in America. They're ready from before.
Yank nonsense
in the morning, they have like food stalls. It's called tailgate.
But the culture is different. We stayed in a hotel overnight to then do the rest of the journey the next day, and the whole stadium it was packed out.
Crazy times waking up to watch games. You know, I remember one time I was talking about Arsenal and kind of done a throwaway comment about the fans abroad and saying, you know what I mean? I'm worried about the fans here. Bro, I got an avalanche, a tsunami. And what it made me realize is, bro, these people are getting up at all sorts of times. You know, traveling all over the place just to try and get the game. Yeah. And it's funny because I was speaking to someone the other day, that somebody's very high up in the game, and he was talking about the 39th game. You know, they talk about the 39th game abroad. And he was saying, I can't believe it. And, you know, I can't believe it. Why they're even thinking about it and this. And I'm thinking to myself, I totally understand because it's got a pre-season kind of energy about it, but it's a competitive Premier League game. And I said, why shouldn't...
Why shouldn't that? Just as soon as the Premier League finished.
Oh, we did a post-season. Yeah, we went to Asia.
I'm talking about when they were talking... I'm talking about when they wanted to do that. And like, I was explaining to him, off of the back of like the fans and how they came back to me, was... Yeah, why shouldn't they want to see? Like they can't get here to see it, but they want one of those games themselves. I said, whether you like it or not, at some stage that probably happens in the future. And what we're seeing now, with the way we're seeing these pre-season games and the competitive nature of it, that probably feeds into what that game's going to be like.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it probably feeds into that. And I've got no problem with that because, again, the fans abroad are just as important because it's global now.
Yeah,
Arsenal global, United are global,
if you
Liverpool
want to talk about
are global.
These clubs, the biggest in the world.
Yeah. So you have to try and cater for them. So I kind of changed my tact on that. But
that's why it makes it difficult, though, because I agree that the fans across the world deserve to at least see their team once a year, come to their country, and this is their big, like I said, Champions League final, World Cup final. But then for the players, you just had a long season and you need to prepare your body correctly where we need to get back to fitness because what happens is, and I've heard, you can correct me if I'm wrong, usually footballers in pre-season, they get fit and they bulk up or they get stronger and then they actually thin out during the season. Is that true?
Yeah, it's like a squirrel, bro.
Yeah, like how
hibernating
is strong and then they thin out during the season.
First time I've ever been.
So can you imagine? So can you imagine? So you get to the place where you're at that place and then bam, you get an injury.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying about these games and what's on these games, what's riding on these games. It's not like us playing in front of like 1,000 people in Sweden or Norway. You know what I mean? Where they roll you on and off, and you can actually say to the boss, I'm just because what they want you to do as well. You're feeling anything? Let me know. Now we've got all the analysis and everything what's going on with that. You know what I mean? So they know exactly where they are, and what they're training when they reach the certain levels. But like at the same time, you're playing a very, very competitive game.
Yeah, there's big matches.
You know, so it's one of those that you just have to keep looking out for and hope that they manage it right. And that's what I suppose what the squad's about.
What about for the youngsters? There's really like every team which is the best part. Everyone gets inside. Every team take youngsters. For them, what advice would you give them?
Well, the thing is that you're in a situation where you're trying to impress. Yeah. You know, you're trying to impress the team, the players you're with. You know, the first team players, especially when you go the first time and stuff like that.
It's exciting.
Yeah, what you want to do is you've got no choice. Yeah. You know, remember you've got the age on your side. Oh, fingers crossed you don't get injured. Yeah. But you're there to try and show them we've brought you here because you're good enough to be amongst the first team. So you're gonna have to show them what you've got. Now, I'm not saying go around topping people.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? What I'm talking about is show your capability with the ball, bam, bam, bam. Show you with the sharpness and everything like that.
When you were playing, did you have lots of those young scholars or young academy players that came to Sweden or Norway or whatever it was?
Yeah. I remember like people like Ray Parler came across, Stephen Hughes.
Yes.
Remember when they were like 16 and they were young. You come and the thing is, when a player like that comes, you know that he's more than good enough. So that's why he's coming. So, you know that he's good enough. But for that player, like what the players now, I still say to them, manage your body, even though you've got all this analytical stuff going on around you. and know what you're feeling yourself. If you're feeling something,
Yeah.
you know, don't wait on them to say, "Oh, I can see him going into this zone." And that. You in pre-season,
Yeah, it's different.
it's vitally important for you to be starting the season. That was the main thing with when I was the professionals that I was around. All they were worried about was, no, I just felt I'm coming off. Bam, you come off.
Yeah.
Because starting the season was the most important, and nothing changes for me. No matter how much money they're getting for going to Hong Kong or wherever they're going, I don't care how much money you're getting. The most important thing for the players is starting the season. 100%. And especially when you look at like Arsenal's season and the season when we're seeing the bar that City have put up now.
Yeah.
You start the season, you're losing a couple of games.
Oh.
You are chasing from game 2.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So you need to have your best players right from the off.
And lastly, we're talking about pre-season. I was touching on Arsenal, and this is something I've been mentioning a lot. But how important it is to have the squad depth that we look like we're building now.
Yeah.
Because I keep talking about squad depth, and everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no, there's a reason why I'm excited for Norgard and Kepa, and there's a reason why I'm excited.
I've never heard Kepa's name.
I'm buzzing
I'm sick and tired of hearing it.
Squad depth. You know, it's a massive thing. You know, and to be a winning team, you've got to have 2 players at least in every position. Some we have 3, and a lot of them are all starting worthy players. Like at any point, a Norgard can start in a normal Premier League game. He won't look out of place because he just played 7 seasons in the Premier League, starting captain for Brentford, which were a very impressive team. Squad depth and Arsenal specifically. How does that make you feel?
You know something, as a fan base, we have to be ready for it because I don't think we've had it.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the last time we've had
this level.
Oh my gosh, this level. Look at you got Timber and Ben White. You got Calafiori. You got Miles Lewis-Skelly. We got
Zubimendi. Invincibles.
We're talking about competition for places. You know, and
so any of them can start. Even the ones
any of them can start. But then again, what the fans have got to understand with this is it's what we've been crying out for. Is squad depth. Is for the level of the players to get to a certain level. And so there's going to be times where your guy ain't going to be playing. Your favorite guy ain't going to be playing because they're going to rotate. We got a manager that is probably not used to rotation with the amount of players and the amount of quality he's got. You know, because again, you've got Gyökeres and you've got Kai Havertz. You know, if Kai Havertz don't play, Kai can easily drop into that midfield as well. So who's going to miss out? They've got Marino. You know, Declan Rice. You've got Zubimendi. You got you got Erdegaard. You know, all of a sudden, yes, you look at
Ethan's proven he can play in the Premier League.
Yeah, so you got Ethan. You got Ethan who's challenging. I think he's probably challenging Erdegaard, you know what I mean? So, on the left side, you know what I mean? Obviously, I feel we're still trying to find a left-sider, you know, to go with that. So when you look at the competition, I'm interested to see, because you see so many things that flash up on Instagram and social media, it's kind of annoying for me. People just absolutely hammering in to us. So now that we've finally got depth and quality players waiting to play. Look at Norgard. Like you mentioned, 7 years captain of Brentford. He's probably going to come in. He's going to have to be a player that's going to fit in. He's the same one. He said he's still trying to get used to the patterns of what he's got to do. And that's a guy who's already 7 years in the Premier League. So the competition is tough. And it's going to be up to our fans to understand that's what happens with rotation and depth. We can't keep going on about, oh, he's injured, we're out. We've got people now to come in. You know, I thought that Kivior done well when he came in.
Did really well, you
know what I mean? And Maresca, what's that guy called?
Mascara. I'm excited. Obviously, I don't know much about him, but I've heard
I don't know much about him.
Really
Obviously, he's for the future. But in respect to Saliba and Gabby Marga, you can see that's quite solid. I'm with you with Kepa. Obviously, people will talk about Kepa whatever they want. I don't care. Once he signs for Arsenal, I'm on board. I'm on board with everything. With
I actually think Kepa's good too. I've never heard Kepa's name be mentioned so much.
For 5 million.
Since he joined for
you got to take it.
For 5 million.
You got to take it.
He's still till now the most expensive goalkeeper in the history of football. We got that same person for 5 million, and he just had a very good season at Bournemouth.
He was good for Bournemouth. That's the most important.
And you know something as well.
I'm saying he's a rotation. He's a back.
He's ready.
We don't have to play Wright every single game.
Yes. And he's happy.
No, in the league he'll play.
And
the best teams have a cup keeper, a league keeper.
And he'll be happy to be that guy. And so you got harmony. The thing is that, like I say, going back to our fans are going to have to wrestle with what's going on. Just like our manager is, because I think it's going to be new to him. So I'm excited, and I'm excited because hopefully there's more to come.
I think it's important as well too, because you look in the Premier League, you look at the teams that you're likely going to compete against. Chelsea's team is incredibly deep. They're trying to add Xavi Simons to an already they have 2 players in every position. City, they've had the deepest squad in defense for how many? Huh?
Chelsea, 2 players in every position going forward.
But even now they're trying to add another center back, but you still have Gusto and James. And then City, we all know Liverpool. I think you need to compete against these teams over 38 games.
And you know the thing as well, what we've not mentioned. Sorry. You know the thing what we've not mentioned. We're talking about a World Cup year. And again, like I mentioned with our players, Miles Lewis Skelly and Calafiori are both going to want to play.
For sure.
You know, same with Ben White. Whatever's going to happen with Ben White with England. You know, Timber's going to want to play for the Netherlands. The same with the midfield. So we're talking about a level of competition for players who want to make sure that they're in their World Cup squads. That is, for me, I would like to be in that environment because you know. Can you imagine the training sessions? Yeah. It's going to be unbelievable. All I'm hoping with this is that we stay fit, because I think that if he does get the left side of what we're going to, I feel that we've got a good chance. And that's all you want at the start of the season. You know, when you start the season, time you start the season saying, bro, we're just going to be here, man. Hopefully you can win a couple.
Yeah.
You want to start the season as Arsenal, as United, as Liverpool, as Tottenham. I'm even going to say Tottenham because I'm not going to disrespect you guys.
It's a European champ these days.
You know what I mean?
European champ these days.
You want to start the season. You can understand. You want to start the season thinking we've got a chance to win the league, and that's where I am at the moment. You know, that's where I am at the moment.
I know you're a very positive fan, as you should be.
Honestly, right? I love it.
No, as you should be. But if Arsenal were to finish second again at the end of the season, or even finish third this year, do you like? You've been in dressing rooms and stuff like that. Eventually, does it kind of start maybe like doubt starts creeping into players if like you continuously fall short? Like, is that would you?
You know why I won't think that now? Because like I mentioned earlier, like, you know, obviously 17 goals behind Liverpool.
Yeah.
We need goals. Before that, 7 against City. We need goals where our defense is really solid, better than both of those teams.
It's a great team, yeah.
Right. So now we've put a forward in place. You know, regardless of how many times we finished second, for whatever reason, we couldn't get over the line. But now we seem to have put the pieces in place for us to get over that line. So now we hope that those goals are scored. But, like, that's all I can hope for now, is that we can fill it with those goals and not get the injuries, because those are the things that's cost us. We've not been able to take the finals. The final step is the difficult step to take. It's the difficult step to take.
Sometimes it never comes.
Sometimes it never comes. But, like, what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing with our manager at the moment is that he's making all the steps for us to do that. So you can only, as fans, and this is what's quite annoying with our fans, is that they're quick, man. Yeah. They go straight to.
They're hungry though. They're starving.
Everybody is. What do you think? But you know, look at Man United fans with the success they've had. You look at Tottenham fans.
13 years for us, man.
You know what I mean? But the thing is that but it's the level that you reached.
Yeah. No,
and the level that you've fallen to, unfortunately now. Yeah. And you know, so you could see those fans. Can Man United fans start this season feeling like, yeah, we've got a chance to see? No. I saw Luke Shaw do an interview saying that that's what they want to do, and they've got, with all the will in the world, you hope that they can challenge. But like, are Man United fans genuinely thinking, we've got to? So this is what I'm saying as an Arsenal fan.
Leicester survived relegation.
That's all I want.
And won the league.
That's all I want as an Arsenal fan. That's all I want as an Arsenal fan. To start the season. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All I want to do is start the season feeling like we're in the race.
It can be done.
Like I said, being in the conversation.
It can be done. Like I said, Leicester managed to do it. They survived relegation. They won the league. Spurs and United.
Arsenal still hasn't won a league title in that period.
SDS survived
relegation
and won the league. It could happen.
Yeah, but we might be doing. You know what? We kind of got Wembley Rangers survive relegation.
On that note, I think that's perfect time to wrap it up. Listen, Ian, it's been great to have you on.
Love it, man. Thank you, guys. Man. Pleasure, bro.
It's been a great conversation. Hopefully, a big season for Arsenal this season. We'll be at the Emirates celebrating.
And United and Tottenham as well. Big season for you as well. We're here.
It's all love, man. It's all love, man.
He doesn't view us as threats. That's why he's saying good luck, man.
Oh man, they should have seen when Evra was on here. He was saying he was like violating Arsenal.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Certain man's got that energy.
Yeah, man, he violated us. But just be good vibes.
This is the real uncle we need,
man. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, listen. Best of luck with everything you do. Of course, with the football, with the content, and also at Ball League next season. I'll definitely be seeing you there.
I'll see you there, bro. Nice one, shout.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your comments below, and also if you want to get involved in the strikers game that we were playing in the middle, put it in the comments who your top 3 strikers are from every single decade. I would love to see your opinions as well, especially with the whole Van Persie debate. We'd love to see what you think, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Nice.